Happy Monday, everybody. The panel is back, and we had a chaotic weekend. We got to iron through every single thing that happened, y'all. De'Aaron Fox returned, and he was as good as expected. He was just as good as advertised. It was almost like he ain't missed no time, Swiper. And Mars, unfortunately, your man Jalen Green re-aggravated his old injury, and he's going to be out for a significant amount of time. We're going to talk about that. NBA Europe has officially announced the cities that they will be in. We are going to talk about exactly which cities it is. We're going to talk about what this means for the NBA, and we're going to talk about whether it's a good move for them to be in those cities. We have some Europeans up here. And then also, Nico Harrison is about to get fired. Oh, now, we know that he has a big target on his back because he did some things, but, chill, sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. Literally.
Yes.
And last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about some players that have got off to crazy hot starts. Shout out to Jalen Brown. And shout out to these other players that are off to scorching starts. We're going to talk about them and whether they can keep this pace up. But in the meantime, chat, what's going on? It's good to be back. It's good to see you guys. We have things fired up. Chill, Swiper, Mars, what's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling?
First of all, where you been? Let's get on that. Right. Let's start there. Where you been at? Okay, that's what I want to discuss. How about you? Where you been at, Ron? like the dude, Swiper, he just walks into practice after missing practice a couple of days, and he don't say nothing to nobody. He just walks into practice and just gets into the drills. Doesn't say anything, right? Like, where you been? What's going on with you, Ron? You all right? Is everything good, brother? What's up?
Chill. This was an excused absence. Chill. I couldn't talk.
I just want to make sure.
My voice box got knocked into a different universe.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're good. That's all.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from
you. Y'all, I didn't get in a fight, but my voice box got, I wasn't able to talk, y'all. It was a bad situation. Bad situation.
But yeah. I think we live in a space, Ron, where everything it's two different dynamics. Number one, we go from everything is right now to the future. And what about the future? What about the future? When you have the future in front of you right now, what Wemby did when Wemby played this season, the way Wemby's been playing, and what Mars has said about him, and what I've seen from him, I feel like Swiper, he did the same thing that SGA did a couple of years ago when SGA averaged 30 a game and he ended up making first team All-Pro. I feel like he pushed the timeline up. All right, now we gotta get this thing moving, because one, the shelf life on a guy like Wemby with that kind of size and that kind of build, it could get tricky, right? So we have to maximize his time now. Even though he's only 21 going on 22 years old, we still have to maximize this. And I kept hearing the logic about Dylan Harper. Let's move on with Dylan Harper, not realizing that, we got a guy on the crew already that, number one, is better than Dylan Harper significantly. That's number one. Number two, is young still. He's only 27 years old. And when I think about the lead guards in the game, Ron, I'm thinking about SGA, Luka, Curry, Brunson. Okay, those four. And then the next spots, like Trae Young, Cade Cunningham, Fox. I've always been an advocate. I thought Fox was in the conversation as a top 5 league guard in the game. And I got, I there's consistent pushback that I got on that. Rightfully so, however you guys want to feel about it. But it was obvious watching him a couple of nights ago. The stop and pop game is still there. The athleticism is still there, which sets up me still being one of the smarter lead guards in the game. I think that with him now, getting back in the fold, because I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to take that long, because his game is conducive to what San Antonio was doing. That game is fast. Wemby speeds the game up with his rim protection. And I think that works for De'Aaron Fox. Plus the downhill guard that he is and the athleticism that he plays with, that makes guys like Castle and Vassell look even better. So, I think that people made a mistake jumping the gun on, Dylan Harper, who I think is going to be a fine pro, but we already got somebody like that who's better than him right now.
Ox, Mars, Swiper, would you guys like to speak into this? De'Aaron Fox, his return, his spectacular return.
Chill. People just don't know how to relax. They don't know how to just sit down and just wait for a minute. You know what I mean? No, they don't meditate. They don't do no yoga. They don't do no breathing exercises. They don't understand that you sometimes got to just relax. Foxy's back, and everything is okay now. See, the thing about it with De'Aaron Fox now, it's like those non-Wemby minutes. They got another guy too that's gonna be able to create his own shot and still create for others as well. And I mean, I think De'Aaron Fox just came back, and obviously they didn't rush him back, let him come back healthy. He looked amazing the other night. I mean, we all know what it is when we get to see when De'Aaron Fox is healthy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that actually watched the Kings play basketball, they know. There's a lot of people that didn't watch, and so they're gonna be shocked until they're finally gonna see why we would say things like Foxy might be a top 5 guard in the league. And if you don't got him top 5, if you don't got him top 10, that doesn't really matter because he's still as good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like any given day he can play just as good as Jalen Brunson, just as good as Trae Young. People say Cade Cunningham, whatever. He's a top guard in the NBA. You know what I mean? So
Ox, you didn't just make that up when you said that. When you said that you think Foxy is a top 5 league guard in the game, you wasn't just saying that because you was a Sacramento guy. You was watching this dude.
Right. And if you remember though, there was that year when I was like, I think he might be like 6 because I had Jalen Brunson. But that's not a knock to De'Aaron Fox, of course. He's still an amazing basketball player, and I think it's gonna really show. We talked about it too, as far as like when people kept saying no, they have to trade him because of the young fella Harper, and it's because of the timeline. And I don't think people realize that Victor Wembanyama is ready to make a run right now. He's good enough. Swiper has Wemby top 5 player in the NBA today. Mars has Wemby as a potential GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would he not be ready to make a run right now? I think he needs a guard like De'Aaron Fox, who's he's been to the playoffs, never made any significant run in the playoffs, but he's ready though. And so I think we're in store. We got a really good treat in store for us.
Sure.
And for those of you who don't know, in his season debut, De'Aaron Fox, he missed a good amount of time last year. He missed some time. When did he go out last year? Do you remember?
It was March.
Like what month? I'm not asking the exact day, but
March. Yeah,
March. It was March 11th. March 11th was the last time he played.
Yeah, so he missed a good chunk of last season, and he obviously missed the first 6 games of this season, albeit the Spurs still went 6-2. But in his season debut, De'Aaron Fox had 24 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 for 14 from the field, 2 for 3 from the 3-point, or 2 for 5 from the 3-point line.
One more thing. My bad. One more thing, quick, Swiper. De'Aaron Fox also makes it to where they can keep playing. They like to play small with all those guards they got over there. And y'all know De'Aaron Fox, he's 6'4". He plays bigger than 6'4", though. And he might have only had 3 rebounds yesterday, Ron, but he attacks the glass on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. So they'll be able to stick with that small lineup where you might see Wemby, Harrison, Foxy, Vassell, Castle. You know what I mean? So
and really quickly, Ron, on top of that, for Dylan Harper to see him now, like it's different than hearing it from him where Fox is telling him to get downhill here or look for this guy in the passing lane there or these kind of plays. Now Dylan Harper actually gets to see him every day. He gets to see him in practice. He gets to see him in games. Now he gets to decipher what's right and what's wrong. And I think that's just going to help Harper moving forward. But right now, I think that the consensus is De'Aaron Fox is the starting league guard. What, by the way, was
not a question.
and by the way, what was because I'm still in the dark about this. I knew Fox was hurt because I knew he went out last season. What was the injury? Was it his knee?
I believe it was his hamstring, but he had that.
Last year was his hands injury, but I think it was his hamstring in the offseason, I think.
In the offseason.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's his hamstring right now.
Yeah,
that's what he's been slow getting back to, or coming back from. Swiper Mars, you guys want to talk about De'Aaron Fox? You want to talk about what you've seen on Saturday? You want to talk about the Spurs off to a 6-2 start? Now De'Aaron Fox comes back. They're 7-2.
Yeah,
go ahead, Swiper.
Good. Yeah, they're good. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but yeah, they're good. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox is a really good player. I was never one of the ones that was of the mindset that they would somehow need to get rid of De'Aaron for Dylan Harper. I just don't think that's like good process, but why not have more and why settle for less? That just doesn't make any sense, especially in the league that you need now, like multiple ball handlers. We'll get to Şengün in a minute, but I think Şengün, the end of game versus Giannis is a prime example of why you need as many ball handlers as possible, because you just got to have as many ways as you can attack a team defensively. Mm-hmm. But D Fox, man, that D cell XL for De'Aaron, I don't know if it's one of one, but it's one of very few in the league that are able to do that. The fact that he can just like control his speed and pace like that, when you're that fast, I don't know who's faster with the basketball in the NBA. Maybe LeBron still is at 40 just because he's a super freak. But
more Tyrese Maxey or something.
Yeah, Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, Tyrese something like that. Maybe even Russ still. Who? Ja. Yeah, Ja.
No.
Amin Thompson.
Not Ja.
No. But Ja, they're like, there's a tier of fast. So like, they're all the fastest, Fox, Morant, whoever.
And sure, Giannis still up there as well.
Well, 100% Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis has that long speed too. Yeah, Giannis definitely has long speed. But yeah, any of them, like De'Aaron Fox but he's super twitchy. And so yesterday, even, when he's like driving past the Pelican defenders, like he gets you on that up fake, and it's just like he's so sudden that throws you off. And even the play that everybody kept spamming on Twitter last night when he got the post on the left wing or the left low post area, it's just even his twitch, like with his shoulders, he's just a different kind of athlete. So yeah, shout out to him, man. I hope he has a healthy season this year. I think that him and Wemby, Mars and I had that argument about them and the Bucks. I think they would I think that like the San Antonio Spurs should feel like they can beat almost anybody in any game night in a series, especially given the shot making that Fox brings and the added defensive bonus that he brings. He's not like a upper tier defensive guard to me, but it doesn't matter. Can you contribute to a system at a high level? And so I just think Fox is super smart, super diligent. By the way, Ox, shout out to his wife. I had no idea that she was a hooper.
Miss Foxy's a baller.
He's from San Antonio too, by the way.
But it spaced me, bro. I had no idea that she was like putting up buckets like that in college.
Yeah, I can't remember what school she went to, but I know she went to a good
Texas
school.
Tech and Berkeley.
Yeah,
she's a hooper though.
Hey.
She was like,
I did not know that.
Hey, Morris. Well, I want you to speak into De'Aaron Fox and the Spurs in totality, but also too, can you answer the question like, where would you rank De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle in terms of athletic backcourts?
Well, I think De'Aaron looked really good for first game back. Just looked comfortable. Looked like he wasn't sped up. Closed out the game as you would hope for De'Aaron Fox. That's kind of like his role, I guess, when he's really good at it. But I just think hamstrings are nothing to play with, as we've already seen with someone else. No. So just hope that he can maintain health. He doesn't play too much too soon or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I think it's quite obvious De'Aaron is their best point guard, best guard, period. And if they're trying to compete this season, which I definitely didn't foresee, I wasn't the highest on the Spurs before the season. But now looking at them, I definitely think they're a good team, like a really good team. De'Aaron is in their best interest for trying to win right now. He is someone who I think can score in a playoff setting, can get to the mid-range, can get by anyone, can get all the way to the rim. Once they start building more chemistry between him and Wemby, I think that can be a really dangerous dynamic. It might take some time just to get everything acclimated, but it's a good thing De'Aaron came back within like the first 10 games or so. But as you guys know, I'm not the highest on De'Aaron. I've never been all top 5 point guard. But I still absolutely think he helps the Spurs a lot. But I've just liked what I've seen pretty much from the whole roster, top to bottom. Especially when Luke Cornett comes back. I think the Spurs just have a better team than I gave them credit for. I think Keldon Johnson has like reinvented his game into like this offensive rebounding, cutting, dunker spot player, and it's been really, really good for him. Devin Vassell being like their designated shooter. Dylan Harper's been really, really good for a rookie. Hopefully he comes back and is fine. Stephon Castle's like their point of attack defender. They now bring back Jeremy Sohan, who I thought was their second best defender last year. He's been good. Harrison Barnes makes some shots and brings some veteran presence. Champagne is another shooter. Like their roster is actually better than I gave it credit for. So yeah, I think the Spurs are a legitimately good team. I wouldn't put them in that tier 1 or tier 1.5, but like that next tier, like tier 2 in the West, yeah, I'd probably have them in there. That's how good.
Well, they're number 2 right now, Mars, in the Western Conference. How sustainable do you think that is?
I'd expect Denver to take that spot. Take that spot, but 3 might be attainable.
But to your point, Mars, you are actually higher on De'Aaron Fox than most people think. You just don't think he's a top 5 guard in the league. That's like me saying I don't think Wemby the best big man in the league. That doesn't mean I don't think he's a top 3 or top 5 big man in the league. He's still awesome. I mean, you just don't think he's as good as I think he is. That doesn't mean that you don't think he's still really good. I mean, compared to Brunson or compared to Luka or guys like that, you don't think he's that good. All right, that's fine. I could get with that. But I mean, when you think when I run down the rest of the guards in the league, and I'm talking about the better guards in the league, I mean, I'd like to think that you would have him, because I heard you speak about De'Aaron Fox. You have him in those conversations with the better league guards in the game. I don't like when we get by, like I said, after we get by Luka and SGA and Curry and Brunson, and then we get a little further down the line. I mean, I hear you talk about De'Aaron Fox with the likes of guys like Maxey and Cade and
no, not
Trae Young, guys like that.
Not this Maxey, but yeah, previous Maxey.
Maxey's been.
I'd have him in and around that group for sure. So like Luka, Shea, Steph, Brunson. I'd have Cade in like the higher group at this point. Mm-hmm. But like Maxey, De'Aaron, a healthy Garland.
Mm-hmm. Jamal Murray, the way he's been playing this season. LaMelo Ball.
Well, LaMelo's been not so great this year. Yeah.
I think De'Aaron's probably better than LaMelo. But yeah, I'd have him in and around that group. So like in and around the top 10. I don't know where he'd be, but yeah, I think De'Aaron's really good. I do think he obviously helps the Spurs. Just I wouldn't put him in like that top 5 range. But yeah, really good. And then in terms of athletic backcourts, Maxey and VJ come to mind.
I think those two. I think those two definitely are the two most athletic players in the backcourt. Both VJ and Maxey today, as of right now. I do think that there's a gap between I'm in the minority. I think as good of an athlete as VJ Eshcom is, I think that a lot of people think speed is just it just makes what athleticism is what it is. I mean, there's a number of different things. Castle is ridiculously strong. He's not wiry. At 6'6", I mean, we saw him in San Francisco. Like he's a big ass 6'6". Like he ain't like a stick 6'6", Ron. He's a big 6'6". Strong as an ox.
He built like a football player for real.
Yes, he is huge. Jumps this high. Really good agility. I think that, but I feel like VJ Eshcom, his up and down and his lateral quickness, I think that might be the separator between those two, because I think he's ridiculously strong too. So I think they're the best. I think they're the most athletic backcourt in the league.
Chill, and I don't know why I keep seeing people like they act like the Spurs are little. And I know you just talked about Stephon Castle, but Dylan Harper's big. Devin Vassell is big. De'Aaron Fox is big. I've seen somebody here try to tell me that De'Aaron Fox isn't 6'4".
He is 6'4". Yes, he is.
Like these dudes aren't like 6'1" guards. They have big guards over there. So.
Yes. Huge guards. And San Antonio, to Mars' point, San Antonio is a lot better than what I thought that they were going to be. I just feel like what Wemby did early on in the season just increased the timeline. That's what happened more than anything. So now when a guy like Wemby plays the way he plays, what that means is guys like Vassell, guys like Castle, now you have to get better, because the shelf life with a guy like Wemby, we don't know how long it is. I want it to be 10, 12 years. I do.
This sounds
want
like
Wemby.
the Kevin Durant conversation when he was a rookie and early in his career.
What do you mean, Swiper?
That was exactly what people said then. They don't know what his shelf life would be because of how skinny he was.
Right.
It's the exact same thing that people said.
And Wemby in the space of being
shelf life.
Yes, absolutely. But let's be clear about one thing, Mars. 6'10" and 7'5" are not the same. Like there's a significant difference between 6'10" and 7'5" on top of what Wemby has to do. Like KD, I mean, we didn't talk about KD, You've mentioned it, Mars, but we didn't talk about KD nearly as much, the explosiveness that he had when he was younger, getting downhill, particularly the transition player that he is. Wemby at 7'5", I mean, he's going to have to take I think he's going to have to take a lot more of a beating because he plays down low. So we're talking about rebounding. Like KD didn't have to do that because he had guys on his front line. He's got to block shots. He's got to deal to Ox's point. He's got to deal with those monsters. That paint is not for the faint. I can promise you that. It's not for it's very dangerous down there. Very much so. So what I'm hoping with Wemby is that if I could get a decade, 100%. But as of right now, I'm trying to definitely speed up this timeline. Castle, Vassell, Sochan, Fox, like these guys, we got to get Sohan. I'm sorry.
So is Jeremy Sohan.
It's spelled Sochan. It's Sohan. Yeah, I apologize. Sohan. That's his name. Sohan. Just like my buddy calls Giannis, he calls him Antetokounmpo. That is not his name. His name's not Antetokounmpo. But yeah, that's not his name. But what I'm saying is these guys have to get better, and they have to get better now because we live in such parity in the NBA.
Yeah, it's looking like they're doing that as of right now. Once again, they're off to a 7-2 start. They're second in the Western Conference. De'Aaron Fox has came back, and the Spurs are just rolling right now. Real talk, before we change gears and talk about Jalen Green and his injury, I see you have his jersey in the back, unless that's J.D. Davidson. But however,
that's definitely Jalen Green. Facts.
Okay, shout out JG4. But before we move on to him, De'Aaron Fox is from Houston. Do you want to speak into your fellow Houstonian?
Yeah, man. De'Aaron Fox is really good at the sport. There were a lot of people saying a lot of dumb things about De'Aaron Fox when the season first started because Castle was out there averaging 19 points, 6 assists, and 7 turnovers. So it's nice that, we're finally starting to calm down a little bit. Dylan Harper got off to a really good start. However, he's also not De'Aaron Fox. There were some interesting conversations in the offseason that we had up here about De'Aaron Fox. I do think that he's better than a couple of those players that we mentioned him with. De'Aaron kind of he scores so easy. Like to me, if he had like a level of scoring aggression, he would be a 28 plus point per game scorer very easily in this league. He gets in the paint religiously when he wants to. The pull-up midi game is elite. The touch around the basket is elite. The floaters, the runners, all of that is going down at a remarkable clip. And I think he's definitely going to be a better shooter than he was last year, be it that, he was dealing with torn ligaments in his shooting hand last year, and people wanted to act like, him shooting 31% was going to be the norm when the season prior he shot like 38.
Real quick, you can get through that. You got torn ligaments in your hand. Ain't no big deal. You can get through that.
Yeah. I don't want to get into where he ranks in the league or whatnot, but I will say this: if De'Aaron Fox is my point guard, I fear no PG in the league. I feel like my PG can match up, and if your PG has to guard my PG, we'll see how that goes for you during the night, especially come fourth quarter time when he does turn up that scoring aggression. And there's a reason why he's been amongst the league leaders in clutch points over and over and over again, because in one-on-one situations, he's practically unguardable.
That's what you heard what the commentator said. That's Mr. Fourth Quarter.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, like that's what he does. But I don't think you couldn't have said it better than that. Real talk. Like to me, I don't care where anybody ranks De'Aaron Fox. You put your point guard against his point guard, and it's a fair fight every time. No matter who wins, it's even Stevens in my eyes when you got Fox.
Mm-hmm. All right, fellas, turn over, Ron. You're not rolling even with SGA, with Luka, with Brunson. You're not just rolling over him. That's not happening. No, you're not.
No, sir.
Mm-mm.
All right, turning the page and changing gears. Let's talk about. So one guy comes back from a hamstring injury, and then another guy goes down with a hamstring injury. Unfortunately, Mars, this is how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Jalen Green re-aggravated his hamstring injury, and from what I'm hearing, 4 to 6 weeks is the time frame that he'll be out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did they rush him?
Thoughts, feelings, emotions.
Did they rush him, Mars?
I mean, it's easy to say that when he gets hurt in game 2. Hamstring. This is why I say hamstrings are a weird injury. It's not like you can feel fine, go out there, be fine, and then the moment you try and do something more like yourself, it turns to
Aggravates.
it's just weird. So I'd assume Phoenix didn't rush him. I'd assume they were competent. I'd assume he went through everything that like his ramp up to play, and I'm assuming they thought he was fine. He thought he was fine, and then all of a sudden he tries to drive with any sort of explosiveness, and boom. Now the hamstrings are like a ticking time bomb. It's tough. It's just that's definitely the worst news. I think could possibly have happened for me. It's
He was on to something.
It's unfortunate, man. Yeah, it's unfortunate. His first game was great. Yep. He started that game. It was okay. Nothing notable had really happened. But Phoenix were looking good with him and Book in the backcourt. At least they won the game. Take silver linings. But it's just there's no like. I don't think there's a way to prevent. If your hamstring is gonna go, it's gonna go. Like it's not. You can't just sit down for 6 months and then, like if your hamstring is not gonna work, it's not gonna work. The moment he comes back on the court, it's gonna go bad again. So I don't think Phoenix resting him for an extra 2 weeks would have just magically solved it. Hamstrings are just tricky to heal. So,
and I think we live in a space where the science is different and medicine is different, and there was a space where. And I know this sounds crazy to you guys, but there was no scientific evidence to suggest that stretching did anything for you positively. There was none. For a long time, there was no evidence that it did. Well, obvious it just felt good. Well, it obviously does now, right? So with that being said, I mean, he's young. He's 22, 23 years old. And I'm sure that they got people on the staff to make sure that he's as limber as possible. Could your hamstring be, because you got super athletic guys like Jalen Green who has to stay loose, because the Ox's point, like you can take a rubber band and stretch it and it'll pop, even if you just pick it up. So I mean, guys like that, I think you just got to be. I think you got to be real careful with. I think you got to be real careful with stuff like that.
Well, I don't get it. How does my bad Swipe? I'm just curious because Mars, you said like you. So how do you heal a hamstring? Like if
well,
if you can't do anything.
If you have a strain is a tear. So like it's just not it's a partial tear.
It's a minor tear, yeah.
Yeah. So typically, what you have to do is there's grades of hamstring strains. There's grade 1, 2, and then there's 3. 3 is like,
3 is it's
over. Done. Yeah, like you're done for a year plus. But a strain is the issue is when you. Shit. Well, yeah. If you tear your hamstring, I mean, you're like you're cooked, because at that point it's like your Achilles. It's just it's over. Right. You know what I mean? Like it's not together. So then they got to go in and put it back. But when you have a slight strain, anytime you hear like a calf strain or any strain, what that means is tear. So it's a slight tear, and then what happens is over time, blood is the natural thing that actually heals your body. So over time, blood is what brings the muscles back together, and it fully repairs the tear. The problem is, to Mars's point, is that you have to strengthen around the hamstring. And because if you don't do that, then over time, which is what you do in rehab, Knox and Ron and, Chill, if you ever done rehab at all, any of these things, you have to build the muscles around the hamstring. And then when the hamstring gets fully healthy, you have to rebuild the strength of the hamstring. So knowing how the NBA takes this stuff serious, they probably put him through They put him through a whole workout multiple times, and he probably made it through. But it just, you can't you go in and you look at it. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's good, but it's just a matter of, can you sustainably be able to hold on to that? And so as to your point, Chill, uber elite athletes, they're just a different level of freak. You know what I mean? So like their recovery is just going to look a little different than a lot of people, especially given the sport they play. But time is going to be the thing that actually brings healing to Jalen Green's hamstring. That's why he's out for 4 to 6 weeks. And hopefully Mars is like, even if he reacted the way he did, hopefully it's just like a slight re-aggravation, which means like it's slightly tore. And so it should be like the 6 weeks should be more than enough for him to come back. 4
to 6 weeks implies grade 2, but it could be precautionary. So I don't know. It didn't look great. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. It looked like, I don't know if anyone's torn their hamstring before, but he walked like someone who had majorly hurt their hamstring. It gets tough to walk, tough to put pressure on your leg. It feels like, have you guys ever torn anything? Like, you guys have played sports, right?
Yeah, I have. Me and Ox have both
It-
meniscus
Yeah,
tears.
it feels like
ligaments. Yeah,
it feels like a pop in the back of your leg, and I'm assuming that's what he felt. And they can get quite bad, swollen, bruising. It's tough. I'll say that it's tough. Hopefully he's back, but Piccolo in the chat, Scoot Henderson tore his hamstring, and that was in the off season, and he's still not close to coming back. So like it can. That's why I was concerned. That's why I'm concerned for De'Aaron as well. Not saying it's going to happen to him, but like him and just hurt his hamstring, and he came back in like a week and a half. Like
he's Wolverine though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everyone's body reacts differently. But you never know with these things. Like you can come back, feel fine, and then like a week later, all of a sudden it just gets worse because hamstrings are little bitches.
With the Suns not really being that competitive, like as far as expectations go, I put some respect on them because they are a basketball team. But as far as expectations goes, they're not expected to do much, right? Would you think about maybe just letting them sit down till January, just to make sure? Like you don't want Jalen Green to. I know y'all aren't that high on Jalen, I know, but like you want him to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't even consider rushing him back. Like, and I'm really disappointed because I was gonna get on that campaign, Morris. I was gonna be on that campaign.
He looked good.
Yeah, he was hooping in the first game. I think that's determined by how they value Jalen Green and how they want to conduct the rest of the season. I don't know if the Suns have their future draft picks or whatnot. I know
they don't have this year. Memphis
they don't have this year. And then Jalen Green is under how many years worth of contract? What, 2
more years?
3, 2 more years. He has a player option in 28, I think.
So 3, including this one.
No. If they plan on having him actually be the backcourt partner with Devin,
they have Jalen Green this year and next year, and then a player option for 27, 28.
Okay, yeah.
So really,
real talk. I wasn't really saying real talk to like tank for a pick. I'm just saying like just for the future. If you know you're not really playing for anything this year like that, why get hurt again? That's
no rush.
I wasn't talking about for the pick.
Yeah,
we ain't in no rush.
Yeah, but that's why I know that they were missing because they've made a lot of big trades, and usually with that comes trading your picks away. So what I'm saying is like, well, if you don't have your pick, then I could see them, wanting Jalen Green to participate this season and just try to be as good as they can be. That was the point I was getting to as far as like, him sitting out till January. If they want to compete, I don't know if they'll do that because if he sits out till January, you're probably not a good team. Probably would get a lottery pick, but they don't have their draft pick. So there's no incentive for them to be bad this season.
Well, is that true though? Real talk.
Well,
I mean, if he's sitting out till January,
7 weeks away. You already know the injury's 4 to 6.
Oh yeah.
So really, Ox is saying, an extra week. True, I think we're closer to January than maybe people.
Yeah, we are closer to January than I'm thinking.
It would be like, instead of 6 weeks, 8 weeks, like just an extra 2 weeks. Like it wouldn't be almost that much difference.
But on top of that, Ox.
But yeah, no, Ox, it's time to go shopping and spend money.
But I don't got no money.
On top of that, Ox, you didn't get no interest on that $3, like zero. No interest.
No. And Pascal sold me this weekend. So
that is a fact, Ox. Pascal sold Ox.
Just a bum.
In the NBA Survivor contest at Players' Choice is doing with Splash Sports, and the cool thing about it is the winner, which we now know won't be Ox, will get $2,500. And the crazy thing about it, Big Ox, is there's only 2 remaining people. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. This NBA Survivor contest is coming down to an end on Splash Sports. But you know what's the cool part about life? When one thing ends, we get new beginnings elsewhere. So we will be doing another NBA Player Survivor contest here very, 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 very soon. So this is what you guys need to do so you can be ready right when we drop that contest to join that contest. You got to download the app first, and you can do that by clicking the link in the bio, or you can simply scan this QR code on the screen. Once you get in there, make sure you join Players' Choice's room and follow Players' Choice. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for the NBA Player Survivor contest to start, you could play the Quick Picks contest. You know, that's the contest where you pick 2 to 6 players, you pick their player projections, and you simply go more or less on those player projections. It's real easy. Like, say, for instance, Pascal Siakam is slotted to score 24 points. Well, you can say, yeah, I believe Pascal's going to do that. I'm going more. Or you could say it's no way that Pascal Siakam will score 24 points against the Houston Rockets, and you go less. And it's really as simple as that. But as for this NBA Survivor contest, fellas, there's 2 people remaining. My man, Bird North and Burt Manatti. And here's the thing. It's day 19 of the NBA Survivor contest, guys. I did not think anybody would survive past day 10. These 2 dudes have made it 19 days. So I got to tip my hat to them. Shout out to you, Big Ox, too. You made it 17 days.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate that.
But we'll see if these guys can surpass the 19th day. And once again, whoever hits moves on. If you miss, you're out. So
I was rooting for Ox. I 100% was rooting for Ox.
It was Pascal Siakam. Damn. I forgot. I think he had like 18 or something like that.
Oh,
but the thing about it more is this. It gets worse because I was in another Survivor challenge as well. And the day I picked Siakam on that one, I picked Denny Advia in the other one, and Denny held me down. I should have put Denny in the other one because then the next day, meaning yesterday, I picked Julius Randle. Does anybody know how many points Julius Randle had yesterday? 19.
Those are blowouts.
19.
You needed 20.
Right.
But
So,
you got to be careful with those blowouts, so Ox.
well, I didn't know it was gonna be a blow. I know. It's just, it's whatever though. It was fun. It was actually really fun.
They were playing a bad team. I think you could have anticipated it.
But you got to weigh, how long starters are going to be in the game. You got to weigh. That's why betting is so hard. Like, you got to do who they're playing, the age of the player, position of the player, priors. All that stuff goes into it. Like,
you just go have fun. Go with your gut.
I understand that, Swipe. I think I did that for 17 days. I did pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
You did. You were cooking.
I was on
17 days is a hell of a run.
That's a long time.
I can almost guarantee it. When we redo this NBA Survivor and we do the same thing, you got to pick a player to score 20 or more. It's no way that you guys go longer than 14 days. It's no way the next one does.
Oh, I'm winning.
Ox did
for sure.
Ox did though. Ox was rolling. I know who I'm not taking betting advice from. You, Ron. You. I ain't taking no betting advice from you.
Chill. You know who you should take it from?
To be fair,
especially on the NFL side, Durag Mike or DK Betts. Because as if 17 days, 18 days, 19 days isn't crazy. These 2 guys have made it to week 11 in our NFL Survivor contest. Durag Mike chose Baltimore. DK Betts chose Denver. Both of these guys have advanced to live to survive another week. So our NFL Survivor contest is still running. Our NBA Survivor contest is still running. Once these 2 wrap up, we will proceed with another NFL Survivor, and we will proceed with another NBA Survivor. But in the meantime, y'all, wait for these guys to keep doing what they
11 weeks, that's 11 games. 17 games is much more impressive.
Yeah. See, football, it's only once a week.
It's so tricky with football. They try to make it something it's not. It's 11 games. I did 17.
Well, I do think with football though, there's so much more variance. Because remember, I lost on the Chargers-Giants, and the Chargers are way better than the Giants. It was a 10-13 game against the number 1 offense, basically in the NFL up to that point. But then that person, rightly so, saw the Broncos a 7-2 at home on a short week versus the Raiders, and almost lost his survivor because the Broncos were horrible. It was 10-7. So that's what I'm saying. NFL is just you legitimately don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I know what's going to happen.
I'll
tell you one thing that's going to happen.
What's
that? You know what? I ain't going to say too much. I'm going to just show that. And I'm going to be quiet.
They play the Rams at 4:25 Eastern Standard Time this Sunday, and then the Broncos play the Chiefs same time. We got the two top of the two conferences.
Hey, Swiper, so we really get down to the bottom of some things this week, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend. I can't wait.
Swiper, which division is better? The AFC West or NFC West?
It depends on what you think about the Chiefs at 5-4. The NFC West has so I think the Rams are 7-2. The Seahawks are they 7-2 or 6-3?
7-2.
We 7-2.
7-2. They were up 35-0 on the Cardinals, by the way, with like half of the quarter left in the second quarter.
Hey, real talk. You ever get a hold of your little brother when he talking loud, and you put him in that headlock just to show him what's up?
But then the 49ers just got dog walked. But the 49ers y'all just lost to the Texans too. The Texans put like double digits on them almost. So, but a lot of that's because of injuries. I legit don't know, y'all. Like I truly don't know. Those are probably two of the best
lost
divisions.
to the Texans.
No, but remember the Texans. They had Mac Jones playing. The Texans had the number one scoring defense in the league. Yeah, they couldn't. Yep. They couldn't score on them. And I think even CMC struggled versus them, which is it's the Texans defense. So I don't know.
Are you saying this year or last year?
No, this
year. Yeah,
this season.
Chill. This year, the Texans beat the 49ers. It was 3 weeks ago. They beat them them like 26 to like 19 or something like that.
Yeah.
But in that game, they couldn't move the ball.
Go outside,
I haven't been keeping up with the Texans because they.
All you gotta do is walk outside.
They're third down.
I mean, they're 4-5. They're in the playoff hunt. They're in the playoff hunt.
Our offense is terrible. Our offensive line is trash. We got CJ hurt.
Davis Mills just had one of the best 4 quarters of the year, though. To be fair,
they should have lost that game yesterday. No way that
they were down. I think they were down 26-0 at the start of the 4th quarter.
They were down 29-10.
Fellas, I want to bring it back though, and I want to talk about you guys. You guys see the thumbnail. You see Nico Harrison on the thumbnail, and we've talked a lot about Nico ever since last year trade deadline. He did what he did, but now there are reports, and at first, from what we knew, Nico's job security was good. There was a lot of people screaming fire Nico, but it wasn't something that people thought would really happen. People were just saying fire Nico out of frustration. But now there has been a report that the Dallas Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison's job may be in serious jeopardy, Mars, after the team opened the 2025-26 season with a 2-7 record. They are saying that Nico is on the hot seat. And fellas,
where's this coming from?
Well, the source is
Hopeful
It's from Tim McMahon from ESPN.
Who?
Hopeful
Tim McMahon.
Who?
McMahon.
Not Tim McMahon. Tim McMahon.
It might be McMahon.
I don't know. I don't know how to say that.
McMahon.
I don't know.
McMahon is tapped into the Dallas Mavericks. I didn't know if you're talking about somebody else. McMahon is the one that's covered, like he's into the Dallas market and all that. Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious. Like, did they expect them to be good without Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving and Derek Lively?
No, that's not. This to be fair,
that just compounds it, Ox.
This sounds like
they weren't good with Anthony Davis either, but that's neither here nor there.
This sounds like a little bit of a scapegoat. To be honest with you, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Well,
Swiper is going somewhere with this, and I know exactly where Swiper is going with this. Go ahead, Swiper, because don't get the real.
Nico Harrison didn't make these decisions by himself, so the ownership had to sign off on. You're not trading your second best player ever in the franchise history with, I mean, respect to, he didn't get a chance to do Dirk stuff. So I'm saying Dirk is number one, until he was taken off that pedestal. He made it 20 plus years. Like, he doesn't mean like that. That's Dirk. You traded the second best player ever in franchise history.
Fight that real talk. Real talk. Do you fight?
If he would have said the greatest Mav, I would have been quiet.
We're getting into semantics, man.
That's exactly what we're doing, bro.
It don't matter, Swiper. It's Dirk. It's Dirk. Regardless of what words you use, it's Dirk. Go ahead, keep going, Swiper.
But as you were saying,
keep going, Swiper. It's Dirk.
Either wherever he ranks, you don't make those kind of decisions without. That's like the Nuggets trading Jokic and the Kroenkes not being involved or having direct say in him being moved. Like, that's not happening. So Wemby, Giannis, Jokic, SGA, you don't make those decisions apart from ownership. Like that is directly coming from the top, either saying do this or yes to this. So I don't believe that this is a scapegoating. The ownership's embarrassed. They're at the bottom of the Western Conference. And even when they get Kyrie back, they're still not going to be that great. Because I don't know if people have been checking in on what the team looks like. The roster is not built properly. And on top of that, they're injured. And on top of that, their 2 stars are older and injury prone. So go ahead, Mars.
Do you think the roster would look built properly if they had Luka Doncic instead of Anthony Davis?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that was the whole. But to be fair, though, Nico went into this thing with the ownership. I don't know who did what first, but they went into this thing knowing that the roster was built around Luka to be this perennial all NBA scorer playmaker. And then they put Anthony Davis, who doesn't accentuate any of that stuff, by the way. He's not going to raise the floor in the same way Luka is because he just doesn't generate the same kind of offense, even though he's a great player. Like, Go ahead, Ox. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, bro. I just don't.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's where Klay's frustration comes from. Klay is frustrated because he thought he was going to be playing with Kyrie and Luka.
Yeah.
And
Ox, you didn't sign up for this? Is that what you're saying, Ox?
Right.
This ain't what you signed up
he
for?
didn't. With that being said, though, Klay, it shouldn't matter.
Does he
who's
pull
passing
Meg if he's not in Dallas?
Who cares? The thing
Hey,
about the
love
thing about
over
it is,
NBA every day of the week.
Yeah.
come on, man. Be for real. The thing about it is, it don't matter who's passing you the ball, Klay. If you're wide open and you're hitting the side, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be one of the top 5 shooters all the time. If I pass you the ball and you're wide open, you need to knock that bitch down. So Klay, I think Klay is just really frustrated because he's a super competitor. He's used to winning, and he's just he's a little upset and he's just mad. But with that being said, though, Swiper, I do think that they would be a lot better if their best 3 players were healthy. I also want to say this, Swiper, if one of your subordinates brings you a deal and says, "Look, Mr. Swiper, this is a good deal for us. This will work out," and I'm like, and you're kind of like, well, I don't know. But if you sign off for it and it goes bad, it's on them. Even if you signed off for it, you let them know, like, hey, if this don't work, that's your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think it's a scapegoat situation. Like you brought this here. It's not working. See ya. Like, I don't think Nico should be fired right now. I think they need to give him the rest of the season at least to show what this team will look like.
He should have been fired 9 months ago.
Well, I disagree with
Why?
that.
Because
I wasn't with that part of the trade.
For trading Luka is a fireable offense.
It's looking bad.
The moment he even brought the
Luka
Luka trade to the table, when he came into my office and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about trading Luka Doncic," the moment he said the word Luka, I would have fired him. The moment I'm thinking about trading Luka, bye, done. We're firing you immediately.
Get out.
He should have been fired 9 months ago.
Why are you trading him? Why you trade? Because you don't trade.
I don't even know why.
No.
I don't need to know why. The moment he has said the word, I'm thinking about trading Luka, my mind instantly, he's gone clinically insane. We need to fire him. That's the first thing I'm thinking. So I don't need to know why you have gone insane. I need to get you committed to an asylum.
Right. But Mars, if you don't fire him, then in that case, then you should let it play out for a little bit. Like, I understand what you're saying, and if you do that, by all means, that's fine, because that means you're secure. You know what you're doing right there. You're out of here. But since they didn't, it's kind of like, all right, well, let it play out. And I'm not saying let it play out for 5 years, Mars. I'm saying let's at least wait till the end of the season, and if it doesn't get better, if these dudes healthy, if it doesn't look good, if Jason Kidd can't do anything with the roster that you presented him with, then okay, at that point, all right, get out of here, Nico. You know what I'm saying? We don't got time for the
I would have fired him when Kyrie tore his ACL. When Kyrie tore his ACL, he was fired.
Or when AD came in out of shape.
Yeah, and then if that's not good enough, the moment we lost in the play-in, he would have been fired. The moment AD came into training camp fat, he would have been fired. The moment AD got hurt again, he would have been fired. He would have been fired like 6 times by now. What
is wrong with AD? Why would you can't come in out of shape after what just happened with Luka? Luka gets traded and they're saying it's because he's out of shape, this and that, and then you come in out of shape. That is terrible.
They said it's because of the eye surgery. He couldn't work out for like 6 weeks or something. So that led to the weight gain. Is the reason.
That was
Mars.
That's the reason. That's the reason I was given. I'm not going.
But that's the reason you don't trade a 25-year-old megastar for a 32-year-old broke down center as good as he is, who is a debilitating asset. That's the whole point. So the fact that you trade, this is what doesn't make any sense. Mars, I was filming Locked On NBA when it happened. I was there Saturday night. Trade broke. Everybody thought that Shams had been hacked. You don't trade Luka Doncic for Anthony Marshawn Davis. You just don't do it. And there's no justification for it. None. 25 years old. There's a 7-year difference between their age. And he's already better. Significantly. You've seen him just lead you to a ring. Almost won the championship. Hurt. He's a 29-8 dude. What are you talking about? Anthony Davis, who's a great player. This is Sam Bowie, Michael Jordan. And I'm talking about, Let me tell you why. Hold on, let me tell you why.
Just covered up AD.
Wait, hold on, let me tell you. No, wait, real talk. Just for context, Sam Bowie was a phenomenal player. He deserved to be the number 2 overall pick. But real talk, just imagine if Portland knew Sam Bowie was going to have injuries because he's already been hurt.
Know that.
No, but I'm talking about they knew he was going to be broke down. No, I'm not talking more broke down. They knew he had injuries.
In the draft.
I know, chill. I'm aware. But if they knew in the future he wasn't going to, but if they knew in the future, chill, he was going to be even more broke down. He'll be good, but he's going to be even more broke down than you originally thought he would be. And you still took him in the draft over MJ. Sam Bowie is a great player. Y'all, he literally, injuries took away a potential Hall of Fame career. Sure. He was that good. But what I'm telling you is we knew Anthony Davis had significant injury issues, even though he had just played 79 games. Real talk, I had him second team All-NBA. He deserved it. But you don't trade wings that are 7 years older, that are not dependent on explosion, already an all-time great young player, for older centers. That doesn't make sense. You can't go back in NBA history and find where you would trade a younger, non-athletic dependent player who's already an MVP player, who's already better than said player, for an aging center. It doesn't happen. That's why this doesn't make sense. And this is why it's a scapegoat, Ox. Because Nico, knowing this, had already built an elite roster around Luka as soon as he got the chance to. And so all of a sudden, he's going to trade Luka Doncic, who we already built an elite roster for, 6 months later. That doesn't make any sense. You're not going to convince me. I don't care. At the time, it was the worst trade ever. Now looking back on it, y'all, we aren't even a full year into the damn trade.
Well, then Swiper, if that's the case, then this is Nico's fault. Nico need to be a man, stand on his nuts and say, hey, I ain't want to do this shit. They made me do it. You know what I'm saying? Like either, you know what I'm saying? One or the other. one or the other. He need to, if he didn't want to do this and he was pressured by ownership, if ownership was behind this, Nico needs to be a man and say that. Instead of like you just fall on the sword. Which one you want to be? You want to be the quiet knight and just die on the sword, or what do you want to do? Because if he gets fired for this, he will never get hired again as a general manager. Like you can't hire Nico after this. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that. So, but Morris, what I'm saying is like if it's like how Swipe is saying, like or a lot of people are saying that ownership was behind this. Then that means that Nico did a good job. That means he put together that team earlier, like Swipe is saying, and they're trying to make him be the fall guy. You can't be the fall guy. Like this isn't. I don't know. Like this isn't time to sacrifice your career for what? Unless they got a couple $100 million for you on the back end or something, then fine. But
Big Ox, I got a solution for Nico, and I have a solution for all the Dallas Mavericks fans. First, I'm gonna start with the Dallas Mavericks fans. You guys can now get cheaper tickets than ever before. Now that Luka is out the building and Anthony Davis is hurt and you guys are 2-7, guess what? With the Game Time app, you have the ability to now get the cheapest tickets possible. So now, hey, the prices were spiked up when Luka was there. I understand it was a spectacle. I understand it was a show. I understand you guys had a superstar that you could go see every night. But you know what's the beautiful thing about the NBA? There's 30 teams, real talk. So now the other 29 teams, you guys will get to see come into your building, and you'll get to see those star players perform and tear up your Dallas Mavericks. And the cool thing about it, you guys, is, well, when I use the app, like I used it last week, And I went to a basketball game, and I was able to get 50% off my tickets by buying last-minute seats on the Game Time app. Now, why is this in particular convenient for you Dallas Mavericks fans? Because, well, you're probably not going to want to go to the game. But here's the thing. With the Game Time app, you can set up alerts, and they will let you know when last-minute deals pop up, and they'll let you know, hey, you could sit courtside at this game for $25 because Luka's not here. And you know what? Who wouldn't want to sit courtside at the NBA game for $25? Well, you'll get those alerts on your phone. On top of that, they have the lowest prices guaranteed. So Game Time will credit you 110% the difference if you find cheaper tickets. That's another perk. And last but not least, the cool thing about it is, once again, not only are you getting the cheapest seats, not only are they alerting you about these cheap seats, not only will you get 110% difference if you find cheaper seats, but also when you see the price, you get the price. All their fees are included. You know your total up front. There's no surprise fees on the back end. They're not going to try to scam you like, I won't say anybody's name, but they won't try to scam you. What you see is what you get. So you need to download the Game Time app and get $20 off your first purchase. Get the cheapest seats possible, and ultimately use code PLAYERS. That's right. Use code PLAYERS. We will see you guys in the game. Now, that's for Dallas Mavericks fans. As for Nico, I got the perfect solution for you, Nico. The only thing that you can do right now to relieve the stress and relieve the pressure, to get rid of that high blood pressure that you got, buddy, only thing you could do is download Factor Meals or go to factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off. And well, Ox, you know when you stress eat? You know when you eat to take your mind off certain things that's going on in your work life, personal life, business life? Well, Nico Harrison, I got something for you. I got Factor Meals for you, and I know life is on the edge right now, but the best thing you can do right now, Nico, is savor the global flavors that Factor Meals has for you. You see, the thing about it, Nico, is 97% of the customers say that Factor Meals has helped them live a better and healthier lifestyle. Well, Nico, you might have to do some running. You might be running for your life. So this is the best way to, maybe shed some weight, get in better shape, and maybe, shed off a couple seconds on your 40-yard dash. And on top of that, they have more variety. They have more meals. You could choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options. And quite frankly, Factor Meals, it just allows you to live the lifestyle that you want because you get out the kitchen and you get into the life that you want to live. You don't spend a lot of time meal prepping because they will deliver tasty, chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals right to your front door. I eat Factor Meals. Nico's going to start eating Factor Meals after this whole debacle, and you should do the same thing. You can eat smart at factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code playerschoice50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code playerschoice50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready to heat and eat meals delivered to your door right now. All right, fellas, we're in the crunch time chat segment, so we're going to go ahead and see what the people got to say about what we had to say and all the topics that we talked about. So I'm going to start from the top. We're going to start in Thailand, y'all. From Davo. Davo sent through a super chat and said, hello from Thailand. Great to finally catch a show in this crazy time zone. Swiper, are you surprised by the Golden State Warriors' bad start? I thought they'd be top 3 if healthy, but they seem to be wasting Steph's last years.
I mean, the team's good. They're just injured. I think Steph Curry's been down with the sickness for the last few games, and that's really been affecting them in their roster. And then obviously Al Horford missed a game as well. I don't think they've been, bad. I just think it's situational. It's still super early. A top 3 still might be a little that would be a great overachievement for them to do that. But I just think they just need to get all their guys back. But they should be fine once they do.
Can I just say, just the difference in conversations, because, they're 2 games ahead of Dallas. And for them, it's, they're just not healthy. It's not, why are we not firing Mike Dunleavy? I'm just curious.
Well, Steph got a sickness, so I can't.
So, Kyrie has a torn ACL.
That's what happens when you go drinking with
Derek Lively's hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious. They're 2 games ahead of the Mavericks.
Spiked his drink.
That episode was recorded, I'm sure, months ago.
Yeah, it doesn't help the agenda.
Yeah. I've been seeing those allegations going around, and we will not spread such allegations about King James. Thank you very much.
Hey, Mars, I meant to ask you because of that super chat. So it said Thailand. Mars, when you was like in what do they call it over there? Primary school or like elementary school?
They call it primary school. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you were younger, did people used to come up and be like, "What's the capital of Thailand?"
Yeah.
And they hit you, Bangkok. Yeah,
that's a global joke. Yeah, it's a global joke.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure. Cool, fire.
Chill, did they do that to you?
No.
Back in his day, they didn't even know Thailand existed yet. Hadn't been discovered. So.
Yeah.
Stop, Mom.
Well, shout out the capital of Thailand. And shout out my man Davo for sending through that super chat. I also got another one from Cowboy Bob. Y'all know the face, y'all know the name, y'all know his game, and y'all know what he wants to talk about. Cowboy Bob said Donovan Mitchell, no, this is Mitchell Robinson, played under 17 minutes and was a plus 40, joining Dort and Derrick Jones Jr. Brunson posted 19 points, 7 assists, and 4 turnovers with approved efficiency, 42% from the field, 37.5 from 3, offensive rating of plus 32. If
OG
consistent, can the
32, but whatever.
OG Anunoby plus 32? If consistent, can the Knicks win on the road? Go New York, go.
Just so we clear, Mars, before you answer this question, just so you know, they played Brooklyn yesterday when they did this. So go ahead.
Yeah, but still plus 14. What did he say? 17 minutes? That's kind of
Let's
crazy.
put
I'm
that
not gonna lie. That is kind of crazy. That's a short amount of time to be a plus 40. My guy Jalen Green was plus 30.
Mars,
but,
there are 3 starters. Jalen Brunson, plus 36. Cat, plus 21. OG Anunoby, plus 32. Mitchell Robinson, plus 40. Josh Hart coming off the bench, plus 18. That's what they're doing. Is this sustainable?
Oh, no.
Shout out. It might be sustainable for OG.
Shout out to
Plus
the Nets.
30?
At least they got that one win. So, they hooping. They beat the Pacers. Was it the Pacers they beat last week?
Yes.
I think that was that one win. So shout out to the Nets. Not going to go 0-82. 1-81.
Yes.
181.
All right, well, chat, I'm talking to you. I just ran a poll. I'm asking you guys, because obviously Cowboy Bob thinks the highest of the New York Knicks. But I'm asking you guys, do you guys think the Knicks are legit championship contenders? Go vote on the poll. Y'all let me know. Let us know. But I'm going to move on to the next super chat from Filthy Rags by G-Hawk. Shout out to the Filthy Rags that are made by G-Hawk. And just shout out to G-Hawk in general. But G-Hawk said, fellas, man, I'm always praying for you guys. But a quick question. Would y'all ever consider covering any of the one-on-one hoop contents that's growing on in the YouTube space with TNC and Off the Dribble? Bless you guys.
What's the dude name that we saw in San Francisco? The one-on-one dude?
Friga. Yeah, Friga.
Yeah, we had him up here.
TNC
Friga
is his,
Amber.
the next chapter. the next chapter.
Yeah,
I'll be watching the next chapter. I think they got some great content.
Did it real? Is it real that Ty Lawson did he play and he lost 30-0 or something?
No, that wasn't. That's not.
Oh,
right.
I don't know. Like I'm not tapped in at all. So please.
Oh, so he did lose 30-1?
Yeah, all I seen from that was Ox respond to the tweet like, "Oh, that's unacceptable."
Oh, thank God. I was like, because everybody like,
What-
oh, he's old.
real
I'm
talk.
like,
What was the real
I don't
score?
care how old you are.
I'm not tapped in.
I think he.
Lost to Nesco.
I want to say he won that game, or it was close, and then he ended up like, "Hey, if y'all just gonna let Buddy just tackle me all game, like I'm good on that." I actually think that's what happened.
But they said he did lose 30. So I don't know what to believe right now.
Well, I'm seeing like 30-1s out here, but
Oh wait, was that another game? Maybe I'm thinking because I know there was another one-on-one he had. Oh, they are telling me that was the first game. There's another one where he had where like he was getting fouled and stuff, and he was like, "Man, look, bro, I'm not finna be out here just
So
playing."
the
football
second
with
game
y'all."
he lost 30-1.
So it was
wait,
First
second game they played 2 games.
So he did
That's-
actually
yeah, that's what
lose
they're saying.
30-1. That's crazy if he did.
No,
I'm
but-
not gonna lie. I didn't think losing 30-1 was possible.
You can if you.
let alone for a
30-1
former
is
NBA
crazy.
player.
Did it
But I
make it
didn't know
take it?
Losing 30-1 was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty Lawson looked like he's in good shape, so I just can't imagine Ty just not if he has the ball, like he's not scoring. So he must have just been on the heater.
Yeah, much.
Yeah,
more.
but
but
30
to answer the
damn.
super
Why do you
chat
think
though,
that
like
that's crazy?
I think it's pretty cool, but like nowadays I don't know, just the one-on-one, it kind of aggravates me. Kind of like what you were saying a second ago, real talk, like the first game. A lot of times it's just like people just bumping into each other. Like you don't really see. I mean, you do see a lot of games too where it's really good. You know, they're facing up, making moves, going to the rim. But when it just starts to get real petty and you know, tic-tac, they're just hitting each other, like that shit's annoying. I can't really watch that. Like, I don't really like it. But shout out to both of those platforms that you brought out though, or you brought up in the super chat, because I think they're on to something amazing. So shout out to them.
And we'll definitely consider partnering. We just, you know, if it all makes sense, we would definitely love to cover that. If it all makes
sense. Why don't you hoop in one of them? You still be.
I cover that. Like you guys meant to be participating.
The way you Ron, you gonna go out there?
I'll get down.
Mars, don't be wanting to hoop, Mars. I'm trying to tell you.
I'll be hearing you. You can lock something up. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, we need to get the Swapper and Real Talk 1v1. I seen you guys doing that.
I'm not playing Real Talk. I'm not playing Real Talk, and that's no disrespect. I'm just not playing Real Talk. No, I'm just not going to do it. But I will say, Ron. I think Ron, you know, especially given you still play and you still are in pretty good shape. I think you should definitely try to play. I think you'd be.
I was trying to figure out why Mars thinks 30-1 is ridiculous. Mars, just so you know, Kobe Bryant beat me 11-0. I don't think if
30-1 is different though.
I don't think I would have scored. To be honest with you,
is it twos and threes, Ox?
I think he would have beat me 21-0.
It is twos and threes. It is.
Oh, I mean, well, but if you get hot from a jumper,
yeah, in theory, yeah. If you just go 10 straight threes, yeah, in theory. But someone making 10 straight threes on you in ones, 4 dribbles is also ridiculous.
But nobody's playing like half court pressure in 1-on-1 because you know what I mean. Like
if someone's made 8 straight threes on you, you better pick up. What the hell? I'm not 30-1 is crazy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna let y'all do this to Ty Lawson. I believe it when I see it.
And because it's twos and threes, that means the only one he do is a free throw.
What's the guy's name he was playing?
I didn't make a shot. Like, do we understand? Ty Lawson, former NBA player, was in the NBA about a decade ago. Didn't make a field goal in a 1v1 up to 30.
He was getting hacked apparently.
The only point he got was obviously a free throw.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
That's crazy. He can't be. Yeah. If he
if I was Ty Lawson, all I would say, let me see your bank account. That's exactly what I would say afterwards. I'd be that petty after. Let me see your bank account.
No, come on, 30-1.
That doesn't save you. That only makes you look worse.
Well, I'm watching the interview now.
That only makes you look worse.
But to be honest though, Nesco, I'm watching the interviews. They have like a post game interview. Nesco is running. I'm talking crazy, running crazy laps on Ty. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. The next super chat I got is from OG Team 2246. OG said, should Giannis's scoring ability get penalized when compared to his peers due to the fact that his offensive effectiveness is heavily reliant on having a stretch 5? Center help at the rim is greater than the wall.
I respect the super chat, but this is really
one day people are going to understand that every offensive player benefits from spacing.
Mars, one day people are going to realize that a bucket is a bucket, and you can't penalize a bucket. Like, what do you mean? Should his scoring be penalized? What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
Because he fits better with a stretch 5, which means that by the way, if there's 2 bigs at the rim, Giannis is going to score more effectively at the rim than still everyone in the NBA. But I'm not penalizing people for like. It's like it bothers me when people say like the same thing about like Kevin Durant. It's like. Every great scorer, every great player, every bad player will look better in better spacing. The more space you have to operate, you will look better. Whether that's Giannis, whether that's Steph Curry, whether that's Kevin Durant, whether that's LeBron James, whether that's Kobe Bryant, everyone would look better with more spacing. And why am I penalizing people for that being true when it's true for everyone who's ever played ever?
So
penalize them how? What do you mean by penalize them?
He's saying he's not as good of a scorer as player X or whoever.
Yeah, exactly. So
wouldn't that's the point that's the point that I'm making, Swiper. Wouldn't it compound it? But the fact that like when the spacing isn't as good, like I'm getting buckets, like wouldn't that compound it? So when we have more space, I'm even better. So a guy like Miles Turner, who is stretching the defense. I mean, Brook Lopez, as much as Brook Lopez stretched the defense, he did play in the paint. And Giannis did get downhill. And it wasn't like Brook Lopez has always been old. Brook Lopez was younger. And when he was younger, he did play in the paint. And it really wasn't that much space. It ain't like Giannis just showed up like 2 years ago. Giannis been in the league for 12 years. And he's been 26, 27, 28 a game. doing that when it wasn't that much space. Because if you think about where we are today in 2025, is this the same league that we were in 2018 with the space? I don't think so. No. And Giannis was like 29 a game.
Can I tell you the truth, Chill? Can I tell you the truth? And I'm sorry. I know this might be speaking against myself here. We're ruining basketball.
Wow.
Okay. Us right now, we are actively ruining basketball, doing what we do every single day. Because what type of shit is that?
What are you talking about, Ox?
Coming up here, just talking about basketball is ruining the game.
Facts.
Ruining the game or the conversation around the
game? The game. We're ruining it. We are actively ruining basketball.
Expound on the point. What do you mean?
Did you see that super chat?
Accept the criticism, real talk. You're making the game worse.
All of us, everybody that does what we do, we are ruining basketball. You, real talk, you're ruining basketball. I'm ruining basketball. Mars is ruining basketball. Swiper's ruining basketball. Chill, you're ruining basketball. Ron, you're definitely ruining basketball. 100%.
So maybe we should just go away.
To be fair, that's not
off
the.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. You take care, guys. Thank you.
That's not even the worst question.
Ruin basketball. Basketball sucks. We're sorry. We're sorry we wrecked it. We're gonna go now.
About time.
Like, what are you talking about?
About time.
Or should we penalize him for scoring? What do you mean penalize him?
How are we ruining basketball from a super chat, Ox? Like what?
I don't
know. Because obviously the audience we've cultivated feel comfortable to ask us that nonsense because they know that we are degenerates in this basketball space. That's why we're.
So they would never go anywhere else and try to get that question.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't ask that. They wouldn't ask that nonsense elsewhere. Maybe they would, but that's the problem. Yeah, maybe they would, but that's the problem. The internet has given these heathens a safe space to say things like this, and that's ruining the game.
Or maybe they might have heard it somewhere and felt comfortable bringing it to us. Hey, how do you feel about this?
Well, to be fair,
penalize him for scoring.
We pick up. And it's our job
because a lot of times,
that's the thing, Ron. Because a lot of times these people, when they come up with these super chats, they come up with them because they hear it from their boys, they hear it from other people, and they bring it to us. And it's our job to either yes, I can get with that, or shoot that down. Shoot that down. Giannis is not the fact that Giannis can score and the fact that he's scoring in today's game the way he's scoring. I'm not penalizing him for that because there's more space. Hell no. Absolutely not. And it's not dumb for us to say that about him. And it's not dumb for you to come to me and ask me this question. You know why, Ox? Because if your son says to you, he doesn't know that this iron is hot, and he doesn't even come to you and say that the iron and tell you that the iron is hot, and he burns himself. Who's dumb? You for telling him the iron is hot, or for him touching the iron and getting burned and not asking you?
All you got to do is
you'll
find out.
What you got to do is just not touch things you don't know about. But you know,
I mean, I think the crux of the question is basically how would Giannis look in less spacing? I think the question is, hey, there are a lot of players that didn't get the benefit of having a stretch five. And not only does he have a stretch five, I mean, he's basically always out there with like 4 other players that can shoot. Right. So I guess that's the crux of the question. Either way, Giannis is Giannis. I've been saying it now and people don't want to accept it. He's modern day Shaq. Like that's what he is. He's going to get to the rim and finish that relentlessly all the time. And there's quite literally nothing you can do about it for the most part. I was watching that Rocky game yesterday, and I was like, damn, Rockets may, contain Giannis because I think he finished the first quarter with like 2 points. He ended up with 37. So it was,
but folded down the stretch, so who cares? But spacing is cool, but we understand that every time Giannis touches the paint, the whole defense collapses, right? So
like a bridge, Mars.
Respect the spaces of Ryan Rollins and AJ Green and the stretch 5 Miles Turner.
Yes.
All of their defenders are abandoning them the moment Giannis touches the paint.
Mm-hmm.
So this magical spacing isn't just free run to the rim. No, they're already shrinking the court the moment Giannis touches the ball. They're gonna shade off of the shooters. The moment Giannis touches the paint, they're gonna drop all the way in. Like it's not, look, he has shooters, so no one can help off of them. like that's what spacing is meant to be. It's like you can't help off of these guys, or you're reluctant to help off of them, which opens up lanes for other people. But everyone is willing to help off of whoever when it comes to stopping Giannis at the rim. So it's not like he's just operating in peak spacing just because he has guys who can shoot around him. It's just that they can capitalize off the attention he draws, which is why he's averaging whatever.
And they would rather, and to your point, Mars, they would rather give up a 3 from Ryan Rounds. They would rather give up a 3 or a shot from Gary Trent than to have Giannis in the paint just destroying us all night. They would rather that.
And then Giannis still manages to average 69 points a game. So,
Still. So, Ox, I'd like to think that, Ox, I'm a little bit offended because I like to think I'm a little bit smarter than that. And I like to think I respect basketball a little bit more, that I'm not ruining the game. I might have tampered with it a little bit, but I didn't wreck it. I'm not picking this whole thing up. No.
I was going a little overboard, obviously, but I was just saying, like, just the fact that this type of stuff, like, when we say things like that, like, not when I say we, I'm not saying just us 6 up here. I'm talking about just anybody, just anywhere talking about basketball. It's like, when you say, what do you say? Should he be penalized? Like, penalized? Yeah, should we penalize Giannis for scoring because he has a stretch big? And I look at it like when we could talk about it that way, but he's getting the bucket. Why? Who cares? Like, you're gonna try to take credit from him, you know what I'm saying? So it's just I just hate the fact that we even do that sometimes. Like, I don't know.
By the way, Giannis this year, he's the fastest player to ever reach as of last night. 300 points, 100 rebounds, and 50 assists in the season. So, yeah, he's on a torrid pace to start the year.
I will get to my
real shout talk. Out to a stretch 5.
I'm sure you've seen it, Real Talk. There's a daily rant from me that's going to be about Giannis every day. I promise you that. Every day, I will go on my daily rant about Giannis Antetokounmpo. I am not missing anything, and nothing will go unsaid about this dude when he's doing something awesome. No,
I mean, really, honestly, the top of the league this year has just been.
Just so you know, he went 30. I think he went 30. He went 30 and 10 yesterday. That's his 100th 30 and 10. He's moving.
No, he didn't go. He didn't get 10. He didn't get 10 rebounds yesterday. I don't think yesterday.
No, he was 37 and 8. So he
actually he didn't get 10 rebounds.
That's right.
Yeah. No, but he was prior to this. He versus the Bulls because it was the Bulls game. I think he had 41 and 15. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, but that was after he sucked in the first half, and then the second half he decided to start hooping.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just I continue to stand on this. I don't think we've ever seen this in the NBA before. I mean, I just don't. I don't think there's I don't know what era you can go to that you can see this level of skill and dominance from like multiple players. And then you got Tyrese Maxey putting up like Allen Iverson numbers right now.
He flushed it on a Kogi yesterday, and the Kogi just looked around like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, flush it on him again. Bring your ass back down. He's going to flush it on you again.
In that third quarter, he was babying Taurean. It was getting embarrassing.
Flushed it on him again.
But, Ron, I know you've been wanting to get into some on-off numbers. I know you've been trying to keep track of that. For Giannis,
yes. I haven't been able to find them, but you got them?
So low leverage removed. Giannis Antetokounmpo this year, when he's on the court, the Bucks have an offensive rating of 126.4, which would be the best in the league. And when he's off the floor, they have an offensive rating of 107.
Garbage.
Pretty sure would be amongst the worst in the league.
Trash.
Dallas exists, so it wouldn't be the worst.
So,
trash.
What's the defense this year with them?
About an offensive player.
We ain't asked about defense.
No, I'm saying like it's. Well,
that don't matter.
We're talking about the non-Giannis minutes right now.
Yeah, we talk about yes. We talk about on-off. Yes,
please respect the non-Giannis minutes, Swiper.
Yeah. Well, I thought you said you did on-off. I was looking at totality. I think this year,
the offensive.
Yeah, because they're 7 points better in total this year with them on the floor, and they're like, their offense is Ryan Rollins. Goodness gracious.
Oh, and by the way, too, just got breaking news on Twitter. Taurean Prince has a herniated disc, and he's out indefinitely. He'll be out for an extended amount of time. So now the Bucks lose Taurean Prince for better or for worse, or
well, they needed Taurean Prince, so that's definitely for the worse.
Yes. Well, Giannis is gonna have herniated disc soon.
Carrying that team.
Carrying this team.
Yeah. Oh boy, yep. And who could have predicted that team was garbage? But shout out, man. Shout out. They're not garbage. Excuse me. Let me not say garbage. They're definitely the definition
of what, Swiper?
Whatever mid is. They might be slightly below mid. They're what are they? What's their record right now? They're 6-4.
6-4. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying by January, real talk. You know, we're gonna be Giannis FC somewhere else, but it's not great. It's not great, Bob.
If the season ended today, they are right where I thought that they were going to be. I think they're the 6th seed right now. If the season ended today, that's about where I thought that they were going to be.
Well, the season don't end today, and we're gonna
definitely
the next 6 weeks is going to be quite interesting. Giannis is going to be a 35, 12, and 7 player again on 63. I think it's career high shooting, by the way, 63% from the field. He's shooting 50% from 3, by the way, but 1.6 attempts a game, so it's not like a lot, but that's great.
Right.
Can't hit free throws, but who cares? Like, you know what I mean? It's Giannis. Like, I'm getting to the free throw line.
So we clear.
Will.
Stop the bullshit right there, because yesterday
He
afternoon,
was 8 of 12.
Okay, but before,
but I'm saying on the season he's not though. I'm not like it's just
real
it's
talk.
just
If when we got into the meat and potatoes of that game last night, I think I want to say about 3 minutes left in the game. Giannis goes to the strike. He missed those 2 free throws. Before he missed those 2 free throws, he had made 7 straight up until that point. He was going to the free.
Yeah, but chill. As you know, we got to hold him accountable. He definitely late in that game, he didn't perform to the levels in which we expect from Giannis Antetokounmpo at this point. Right, he missed the 2 clutch free throws. Then he goes back on the other end. I'm pretty sure he gives up the bucket to Sengun. So there were, he didn't close that game well at all.
I think Sengun at this point, we need to probably talk about him as maybe the best ball handling center in the league, and it's really difficult. Giannis is not a full court press guy anyway. I don't know why he was. I think when you
I don't know what he was doing.
When you miss free throws, I think you try to make the play over again. Like you want to, I want to make it up.
Rip KD.
That's not saying anything these days.
No, it is not.
See him lock up KD and rip KD.
That's not saying anything.
It was literally the possession right before that. He guarded KD full court, and KD got ripped.
Kevin Durant is not saying anything these days.
He made KD. I'm seeing in the chat though. He made shots though, because that's something.
We're not going to get to it, Ron, because there's no super chat directed at it. But Alperen Sengun down the stretch of that game was
huge,
really good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, well,
the difference in that game.
We're going to get into the fast breakdown. We have a lot of games from this weekend, so we can't focus on a couple games. If you guys want to talk about this Bucks-Rockets game, we could do that. I do just want to highlight the rest of the games throughout the weekend as well. But go ahead. We speaking into the Bucks and Rockets. Talk to me about what you've seen, Chill.
The Bucks and the Rockets game, it was real simple. They got destroyed on the glass. I was
20 offensive rebounds.
They got destroyed on the glass. I was screaming at
what
Ron
they did against San Antonio. It's about time Houston started rebounding.
I was screaming at this is the same Houston team. What it reminded me of last year. A lot of this stuff came from their defense, them getting Milwaukee to turn the ball over like they did yesterday, and second chance opportunities. I'm watching Bobby Portis, and I'm thinking to myself, why, real talk, is Bobby Portis on the floor as a rotation player? What exactly is his job? He comes on the floor. He's an energy guy. He gets on the glass. He gives you second chance opportunities. Clint Capella was kicking his ass on that glass yesterday. Get Bobby Portis off the floor. You're not helping us because this is your job. And if this guy's doing your job better than you, then we got to get somebody else out here because you ain't helping us. Absolutely not. And on top of that, I'm screaming at Doc Rivers, can you please get Giannis back in the game? Because we don't have stretches like this where, and yes, Swiper, we can't have.
He played damn near the whole game.
Yes, and maybe he should have played the entire game, to be honest with you.
It's the first 10 games of the year.
The way they're getting it, and so what? He's 30 years old. Give me a break.
Giannis can't play that much. Giannis can't play that much. I don't know why we keep asking. He can't do it. That's like the one. Giannis cannot play that many minutes. You
don't think he's going to hold up?
His defense, Chill, do you notice the later in the game it gets and the more tired he gets, the worse his defense gets? Like, that's been a common theme.
Runs himself into the ground is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, he plays 100 miles an hour.
If Giannis exerts, you'll see it in the first quarter of games. If Giannis starts off crazy, he's 8-9 minutes into the game, he's calling to get subbed out. He gets tired. That's what happens when you're 6'11", 200 and whatever, playing 100% energy all the time. It's hard to move that frame around.
Maybe you should pace yourself then, big fella.
Get Giannis back in the game. Y'all can't
he can't afford to pace himself on this team. They need to win.
Bro, he played 36 minutes. You know, Giannis is at his peak.
36 minutes.
Was he at? When he was winning MVPs, he was at 30%. Or sorry, 33 minutes a game, wasn't he? 32, 33?
In 2020, I want to say he was at 30 minutes a game or something like 30.
Yeah,
he's never been a high minute guy.
Yeah, in 2020, he played 30 minutes a game and won MVP.
He won the league MVP.
And that's when his motor was at its highest. Giannis can't give you 38, 39 minutes
physically
high
he
mode
can't-
to Giannis. He
it's
can't
nuts
do
to
it.
think that a guy physically in that kind of shape, in that kind of physical shape, the way that he runs, the way that he gets up and down the floor, to not be able to pace
Yeah, but that's a
himself.
Lamborghini. He's not a truck. Like that's a Lamborghini, not a Mack truck.
He actually is a truck with
No,
a Lamborghini
he's not. I'm
engine.
saying that's not
the
his.
problem.
That's never been his DNA, though, Joe. Like, respect to Giannis. It's not diminishing him, but it's also just not realistic to ask Giannis to like, I played 36 minutes. I've given you 100 miles an hour for 36 minutes. You bums can't hold on a little bit while I'm just taking a break, taking a breath. Like that's why remember, Chill, because I've gone through this so many times. Because I think Mars, the record in 2019-20, I want to say them dudes were like 43-8 after like the first 51 games that year.
Before COVID, they was on their way.
They were. It was
They were the best team in the league by far.
by far. And Giannis, he would play 28, 29 minutes in most of these games, and they were like destroying you. But then the thing is, you had people that could come in and at least supplement him and his production when he wasn't there. The issue is now it's like Miles Turner, good. And then you get to Bobby Portis and, the rest of this roster, and they just don't. This is what I'm telling you. This is why Bucks fans were like, oh, Swipe, you're hating. I just don't think that for the rest of the roster, they can compensate for when Giannis is not there. And even when Giannis is there, he can't do it all by himself. So for me, it's just like they ran into a team yesterday. The Houston Rockets are a better team.
Sure.
Than them. And then Alperen Şengün, I mean, he's not like wherever Giannis is here, Alpi this year is like, whatever this is, and then he believes that he can beat Giannis. This goes back, by the way, all the way to Eurobasket. Like, he believes he can dominate Giannis. He believes he's better than Giannis. He believes he can beat Giannis, and he played like that down the stretch of the game yesterday.
Hey, but Swipe it though.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying that you're being unfair because I really don't sense no type of condescension in what you're saying, and you do got some truth to it. I do think that the Rockets are a better team than the Bucks, but let's not act like the Bucks ain't have them dudes on the ropes. Let's not act like the Bucks didn't play a good game, and let's not act like led by Giannis's attack that they, for the most part, they outplayed them. And just down the stretch, Houston just turned it up on them the last 2-3 minutes.
And Swipe,
Ryan Rollins also had a good game too, and they are for what it's worth, they're missing their starting point guard.
Who
right now? Kevin Porter Jr.
Y'all know he just had meniscus surgery, right?
Yeah.
What, shaved or repair?
How long he's going to be out?
I don't know.
Let me look it up.
He had it on the 5th, so he obviously
this
opening night it was. Yeah.
So
opening
he was
night
ramping himself up, and then he hurt his meniscus.
Oh my gosh! So he's out. He's out for 4 weeks.
They reported a while ago.
As of October 31st, he's out for 4 weeks. So another person that was wrongly told to get your meniscus shaved. So yeah, he got shaved. I'm telling you, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. These doctors are like
going to go with every single time. When I
stop giving it to him. Stop giving him the option.
Jared McCain didn't do that last year.
Yeah, and then he was out, rightfully so, and he's going to be better long term for it. Jaylen Brown got it shaved. Joel Embiid got it shaved. Stop shaving your meniscus, especially when you're that big. I'm sick of them telling athletes that. And KPJ didn't even got no money. What's he on a 1-year deal?
Yes.
I understand he wants to get his bread.
Probably why he's getting his shave.
I know.
He needs to come back and play for another contract. That's probably why he got his shave.
But the thing with
to get it shaved every single time.
The thing with that too, though,
I just said, hey, you can repair it or we can shave it and you can come back faster. I was trying to get a scholarship at the time. I got it shaved. I don't know what y'all did when you tore yours. I'm sure you got it shaved so you can come back and play. Everybody's going to choose.
How old were you when you got it shaved? You were a teenager?
16, 17.
Man, heck no. That's crazy.
But this the thing though with that real talk, it's just not that simple because the difference with the meniscus, and to your point, Swipe, is the blood. You don't got blood flowing through your meniscus. So a lot of times when you get it repaired, it's so easy to tear it again. You know what I mean? So that it's just kind of a, you're taking another risk, and sometimes getting it shaved is the better thing to do.
And I don't think that with Giannis being off, when Giannis being back on the floor, now he's got to do everything when he's on the floor. I just think that when he's out there, they just play better. Like shots are open. Not only are shots open, we get better opportunities on offense when Giannis is on the floor. We got another ball handler. I'm not saying that Giannis got to do everything when he comes off the floor and he comes back on the floor. All right, we got to get back to Giannis scoring. We got to get back to Giannis rebounding. No, just the fact that he's out there really helps these other guys. I mean, Ryan Rollins looks different when Giannis is on the floor. No question about it. This kid, the big kid Turner, looks different when Giannis is on the floor. these guys, they play better. They play with more energy when Giannis is on the floor. And when you have stretches like, to your point, Swiper, when he's off the floor, I should be able to be off the floor for 2 or 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, and it'd be okay where you guys can sustain that, which they are able to. But when you have stretches like where the lead that we have, which is 11, dwindles down to 6, and it gets down to 7 or something like that, and our offense is completely stagnant. That doesn't mean Giannis got to come back in the game and score buckets. No, it's just Giannis.
But it's too early though, Chill. Like you have, you do in the NBA though, Chill, have to be able to maintain a certain level of rotational integrity. It's too early in the season to manipulate that because of you're losing in what is this the November 9th? Because the issue is you do that and that accumulates. You start that in November and you keep doing that through April. That's just a lot of that adds up on your body. I just don't think that would be fair to Giannis long term, for them to do that and make those adjustments right now. If you lose, you lose. But they didn't win. By the way, they didn't win. They didn't lose because like the non-Giannis minutes as well. They also lost. They weren't great down the stretch of the Giannis minutes. But some of that goes to the fatigue stuff. And I think the Houston Rockets, they responded. And that's why they deserve more credit. I think it's blame on the Bucks. I just think the Rockets just outplayed them down the stretch of the game.
Yo, fellas, I want to dive into some more. I want to dive into some more games that happened this weekend. So let's go to Saturday night. It was a couple good games Saturday night, starting with the Chicago Bulls, who were at the top of the Eastern Conference at that time, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yo, somebody playing this in the background? You guys don't hear the echo? All right. So starting with the Chicago Bulls, they were 6-2 at the moment in time, and the Cleveland Cavaliers were 6-2 as well, 6-3 actually. These two teams clashed, and the Cleveland Cavaliers took care of business by a score of 128-122. Donovan Mitchell had 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Jalen Smith led the charge with the Bulls with 18 and 11. Thoughts? Anything on this game?
So Donovan Mitchell's pretty good at the sport. He started off that first half, I want to say 1 for 10 against the Chicago Bulls. He did. And just absolutely turned it up in the second half of that game. He's been really good this season. I know we haven't really spoken too much about Donovan Mitchell because of the amazing play we're seeing out of the people like Giannis and Jokic and Wemby and, Luka. But Donovan Mitchell has definitely been probably right now one of the 10 best players in the sport. And that pull-up threes going in right now, that meaty game is there. And he's looking like one of the best scorers in the world right now, to be quite honest with you. That second half, he turned it up. They were able to get the lead because I'm pretty sure they were down also against Chicago for a lot of that game. Josh Giddey got absolutely –
he got dropped.
Wowzers. That boy down
there. And it was just downhill from that point. Yeah, and it was just downhill from that point onwards. It was
yeah, it really was. That actually did kind of like change the momentum of the game. But highlight can do that. It'll change the momentum, and then you just kind of go from there. So shout out D Mitch. Evan Mobley's waiting on Darius Garland to get back, but Donovan Mitchell's been great though.
All right, real talk. We're gonna jump to the next game that was Saturday, and I want you to speak into this real talk because you might have some explaining to do. Maybe. I don't know. Your Lakers took a loss by a score of 102-122 against Atlanta, and the game was over by halftime?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. The Lakers went out there and played with absolutely no effort. Luka Doncic was trolling from quarter number 1, just from jump, throwing dumbass passes, shooting dumb shot. I have not liked Luka's shot diet since he's come back from the leg injury. It's right back to where we were last year. He's just skinnier, so people, I guess, just let him do it. Step back, step back, step back, step back. No rim pressure whatsoever. Like, that's not going to get it done. The first 2 games of the season, he was amazing. He was getting downhill consistently. He was getting 2 feet in the paint consistently. Ever since he's come back from that lower leg hand injury, it's been what I'm afraid of, which is I can't get to the basket now. I'm just going to settle for these pull-up threes. And when that happens, Luka Doncic is clearly a worse player. Like, it's quite evident. And I don't really care about the PRA being what it is when he's not getting downhill and breaking that 3-point line consistently off the dribble, he's a worse basketball player. And that definitely affects the rest of the team. But one thing also before we go to somebody else, I don't like how the rest of the players play when Luka's on the court. Right? You can see when Luka goes off the court, people feel more entitled to go ahead and just play basketball. Like, yes, I know that Luka Doncic is a great player. He's the best offensive player on the team. However, even those guys will tell you, those kind of players on the team will tell you, hey, I want you to go ahead and play basketball because that makes the game easier for me. If you look out there when Luka's out there, if Dalton Connect or any other guard or whatever has the ball, it's like, oh, if Luka passes it to me and I don't have a spot 3, I'm dribbling back to the top. I'm looking for Luka to get the ball. It's like, no, read and react. If you got a closeout, attack the closeout. Now we can put the defensive rotation, yada, yada, yada. But now it's like, oh, Luka passes it to me. If I don't have an immediate shot, I'm looking to try to find where Luka is so he can get the ball back and we can go into another pick and roll. Like, I do not like how they play when Luka's on the court. The only one that doesn't do that for the most part is like LaRavia and Austin. Everybody else, I don't like that.
I thought that excuse me, and I didn't watch much of this game. I'd be lying to you if I said I watched a lot of that game because I didn't. But I did watch some of that game, and I thought Dyson Daniels did a great job in taking care of the basketball. This is when I told you guys last year that when Trey went off the floor and they moved him to the 1, like some positive things happened. I felt like that was going on yesterday. I felt like that was going on Saturday too. Like he did a really good job in taking care of the basketball, getting guys like Okongwu involved in the game. And I actually like him at the 1, but I think that we're in a space with the point guard in today's game where, if you don't score the basketball, then you're not really that effective. But you can be effective in other ways. And I felt like Dyson Daniels, he was really effective at taking care of the basketball.
All right, fellas, the next game, Chill, Ox, Swiper.
We're not going to talk about Miami's game.
Who?
We got the Trailblazers. We got the Trailblazers in the Miami Heat. The Blazers traveled to South Beach, and the Heat they didn't necessarily rough them up, but they pulled it out at the tail end by a score of 136-131. And who would have thought? Another Nikola, not Jokic, but Jovic led the charge for the Miami Heat. Nikola Jovic had a career high or a career game in general with 29 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists.
The pace of this game, y'all. It's how fast some teams are playing.
And I think it's good, but I also think that we missing. I mean, Miami, even though they did give up 100, they did give up 130, 131. I mean, they are playing defense. They are. They still, I think they're right outside the top 5 in the league in defense this year, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you guys can straighten me out with that. I think they're right outside the top 5 in the league in defense. And I know this sounds crazy, and I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble with this. Nikola Jovic is playing really well. That fucking beak on his face is fucking with me, man. I can't handle it. I can't. I'm trying to focus on his game. That thing on his face is screwing me up, man. I'm trying to recognize how awesome of a dude this dude is because he can shoot the basketball. I think this fast pace has really been conducive to his game, especially that stop and pop at the break. Like, he can shoot that thing. I didn't know he could shoot it that well, but he can definitely shoot that thing. Him getting to the rim, he can do that too. But I think it's this other stuff on their team with the rest of this group. I like how they playing. I do. I really do. I like how this Miami Heat team is playing. When they get Bam back in the lineup, I think their rebounding is going to be better. Them going up against, and Drew Holiday was great in that game, to be honest with you. Drew Holiday knocked down some big shots. I think that when they get Bam back, their rebounding is going to be better. This Miami Heat team is going to be they're going to be something to deal with. Yes, they are. If they had Davion Mitchell as a defender, except a better scorer, I would put Miami in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference. Like, I think that they could really make a run because I don't think they get enough buckets. But they got a guy.
Wait, you still don't got them top 5 in the East?
I do. Defensively, I do. But I'm talking about like an opportunity to win the East. I think that I think they could be that good if they had a scoring point guard. who could defend. Not necessarily defend as well as Davion Mitchell, but could put pressure on offenses like Davion Mitchell could.
So like De'Aaron Fox then.
If they had Fox, boy, yes. If they had Fox on that crew, yes, 100%.
Keep telling y'all who's supposed to be the point guard of that Miami Heat team, but y'all don't want to listen.
Who?
They need to call Charlotte and go get LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball would look absolutely fantastic in a system that's playing this fast. Absolutely, 1,000%.
Nah, you do
get LaMelo Ball.
The speed and pace of the game. I do see where you coming from with that real talk. On top of that, he got lob threats. Bam, Khalil. On top of that, he got some people to protect him on defense. And on top of that, he just got better players.
Why would they do that? They got Jaime Jaquez Jr.
Okay.
Swiper, you asking the real questions.
He's having an incredible season this year.
Shout out to Jaime. But all right, fellas, moving on to the next game that happened.
LaMelo's so not serious. Go ahead,
the next game that happened Saturday night. Swiper, I gotta show your boys some love. You guys are 7-2 right now. You guys beat the hell out of the Pacers, who are 1-8 right now, by a score of 117-100. That is the Denver Nuggets and the Indiana Pacers. And I really just gotta show Jokic some love. He had a triple-double in a fashion that only really Jokic can do. 32 points, 14 rebounds, 14 assists. Swiper, you want to talk to us about this game?
8 turnovers.
Yeah, he's passing the ball in some ridiculous ways, trying to force everything for highlights, highlight fishing. Yeah, they're second in net rating right now in the league. They're a half point behind the Thunder. They're a plus 13 on the year. This is by far the best team they've ever had. I don't know what that means, championship or whatever. I'm just talking about right now. Like they're going crazy. Jokic is having a career season. This is by far the best season he's ever had at this point.
Last season?
They're top 2 in defense and they're top 2 in offense so far.
What?
Year. Yeah, they're the only the Thunder and the Nuggets this year are allowing less than 110 points per possession this season. I don't know how sustainable it is. Again, I'm not, I have no idea. But I know as of now, that's what they're doing. Jokic is averaging 25, 13, and 12 and 2, and he's doing on a 73 true shooting this year. The last 4 games, he's averaging 31, I think 13 and 13 on like a 78 true shooting.
Real talk. This is why I get sucked into this Jokic thing. This is how I ended up getting off of Giannis, but I'm not doing it this year though. I'm not.
Jokic is
Jokic
is a phenomenal player, and he's been playing phenomenally. So I have the Denver Nuggets against the 24th ranked schedule so far in the league.
Would you? And just for context, I knew somebody was
going
to bring that up.
There's no way you knew that strength of schedule.
So just for context,
I'm actually on Ducks and Threes. I'm on Ducks and Threes. I just looked at that. I've been on Ducks and Threes ever since. Hey, Swipe put me on. I ain't gonna lie. I've been on Ducks and Threes.
It's a great site, but I do think it needs to be said that the Thunder are also there. But the one reason why strength of schedule looks the way it does because the teams they're playing are playing against Denver, and teams are playing against OKC. So that's why your strength of schedule flips the way it does. Because if you just look at where kind of the best teams in the league rank, they're all kind of down in the bottom tier, just because that's just you're playing versus like the other teams in the league and it's early in the season. But yeah, I mean, look, the biggest thing is like the bench unit. They're a slight negative this year, non-adjusted, which is good. They're like a -4 this season. That's a big jump from a -9 last year and -11 from the year before. Yeah, I mean they didn't have Murray or Gordon, and their offense was still like ablaze. So. Yeah, I don't know, man. They're
What are you gonna talk about that Lithuanian that got over there?
Yeah, Jonas has been great.
That you guys kidnapped?
Yeah, he has 6, 5, and 3, I think. He has 16 and 6 the other game versus the Warriors. He has been great. His rim protection's been good this year too. Give him credit for that. But he's hitting all those little turnarounds over the left shoulder, turnarounds over the right shoulder. Their defense has been really good with Bruce Brown at the helm. Tim Hardaway Jr. shooting 51% on open threes this year.
Is Cam Johnson going to join the team at any point?
Yeah, Cam's going to join the team at some point as a scorer. I mean, they're just it's definitely Jamal Murray's having 22, 5, and 5 start to the year off. Aaron Gordon's averaging 20 and 5.
Last year though, Swiper. Is it
not to start the year. Not to start the year. I think that's
I think this is who he is anyway, though. To be honest with you, I think he's a 19 to 22 a game guy. I think he's a 4 to 6 assists.
No, he started the year off playing like D'Angelo Russell last year. I remember I put it out. Their stats were exactly
and then
similar.
there was talking about Russ starting over Jamal Murray.
Yeah, and then there was bad talks, and then from there, so. Yeah.
Fellas,
Christian Brown and Cam Johnson decided to play basketball, Denver gonna look really good.
before we get to the crunch time chats, it's 2 more games, and in specific 2 more teams that I want to touch on. The next game, we talked about it briefly, and we talked about it because obviously Jalen Green got hurt. And that was a low point in that game. Never want to see anybody get injured. But we didn't necessarily talk too much about the game. Well, the Phoenix Suns, who are now 5-5, beat the Los Angeles Clippers, who are now 3-6. Does anybody want to talk about the Suns actually being decent? And does anybody want to talk about the Clippers being ass crack?
Let's throw the microphone to my man over here with the glasses. And you know why? Because I vividly remember having a conversation earlier this season with the crew that we had. If we start this season, who is getting the heat turned up on them with the talent that they have, and what's going on with this crew right now?
Chill, you talking about Mr. Already ain't playing games?
100%. 100%.
No, actually, you know what? I actually don't even want to be nasty with the Clippers.
Please be nasty.
Why not? I don't even want to be nasty with the Clippers.
Please be nasty.
Because I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it some more time. Because to be quite honest with you, Chill, I don't think the Clippers are this bad. I just refuse to believe that the Clippers are this bad. I looked at some of their lineups last year, and they're just not performing to the same standard, right? Even like the lineup of Harden, DJJ, Chris Dunn, Kawhi, Zubac, like even that lineup doesn't have the net rating that they had last year. So I even tried to exclude for like all the elderly people that they added to the team and just focus on the group that actually was really good last year for them. And even lineups that worked for them last year aren't working so far to start the season. I'm going to assume that they're going to get some progression to the mean eventually, right? Now, as far as like Chris Paul being washed, there's not really much they can do about that. I also don't believe Bradley Beal is this bad. There's just no way. There's no way Bradley Beal is this bad at the sport. He has to eventually, turn it around and get better. There's just no way Bradley Beal's this bad. So I know they've had a slow start to the season, but I'm actually expecting the Clippers to pick it up within the next few games. Hopefully.
They still go ahead, Ox. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say the Bradley Beal thing is just like what Becky Hammond had to do with Jewel Lloyd. Just he got to play second unit minutes for Bradley Beal, and John Collins has to play more. And Kawhi's
looked good coming off the bench yesterday too, Ox. John Collins was real good coming off the bench. He did.
Well, John Collins is just to play more, and Bradley Beal needs to just accept that second unit role, and he'll look better. But real talk, Kawhi's not supposed to be playing right now.
Why?
I don't know what you.
Because here we go again.
Ox has been on that side. He can't play. He needs to play about 45, 50 games. I told y'all this before the season started. Like,
wait, what?
I don't care how y'all feel about it. I'm just talking about just what needs to happen for Kawhi Leonard to be
Kawhi's healthy right now.
Well, no, yes.
Apparently his ankle is hurt.
Yeah.
Swiper, I don't. Once again.
Well, I mean, healthy enough to play.
Once again, Swiper, you don't know if he's healthy enough to play or not. Kawhi Leonard does not need to play a whole bunch of minutes. Like a whole bunch of games. I told y'all already. And this is how it's supposed to be. Regardless of how y'all feel about it and what you think, how many games you think he should be playing, or if you think he's disrespecting this or disrespecting that, Kawhi Leonard needs to play 50 games, and that's that. And that's
well, Ox.
But I mean, why can't
he's played only 6 games so far?
That's 6 out of how many?
9 games.
Of the 9, he missed 3 games. How many games has Luka missed?
4, 5, half season, whatever that means.
How many games is Steph?
That's an indictment on Luka.
How many games?
He
is
also
Steph
doesn't have the injury history.
It don't matter. It don't matter. He hasn't played. But y'all only do this with Kawhi.
No,
LeBron ain't even touched the hardwood yet.
Wait,
LeBron's
I'm confused.
53.
I don't care. He's in the NBA. How old is Luka? How old is Luka?
No, wait, hold on. I thought, Ox, you're saying he shouldn't play more than 50 games. He's playing. They're low managing. He played 6 of 9. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. But what are you saying about what should he be doing differently right now? What are you?
He shouldn't be doing anything differently. Kawhi's fine.
Ox, but he's the problem.
He's saying it's not a big deal that he's been missing games. That's what he's saying.
Right. Oh, okay. Sure.
What I'm saying is I want him to miss games. I hope he keeps missing games.
Okay, you want him to miss games, Ox, because we're trying to preserve him for what? What are we preserving him for, Ox?
For a playoff run.
The number one
You
overall
gotta
pick.
make the playoffs first.
I was about to say that real talk. The way we
They'll
going
be
right
there.
now.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. They'll be there. I mean, he should still play like I said. He should. Yes, Chill. Yes, I'm sure. Because what I'm saying is like he should still play, but only like 50. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 53, 54 games, something like that. They'll make the playoffs with that. That's fine.
The Clippers are at the bottom.
But they stink right now, so they might want to lock in.
It's been 9 games. I don't know why y'all. This is what the chat be talking about. We get too high on the first 5. This is like relax, y'all. Let dinner cook, man. Y'all be up in the kitchen digging all in the pot and shit. Sit back. Go sit your ass down.
Just tell people
that. You know why I'm not trying to hear that? I'm not trying to hear that because
y'all greedy as hell.
Together. Hell no, Ox. I'm not trying to hear that because y'all put this group together to win. Y'all ain't put this group together to barely get into the playoffs and see what can happen.
Here you go, Chill, because you're the main one who says that Adam Silver don't come up and say this is a team that barely won. It don't matter if you barely win. If you win, you win.
Can we barely get out of the first round? Can we do that? How about that for an idea, Ox? Can we start there?
Even that's what they're trying. That's what they're trying to do. Chill.
Can we do that? Because I'm looking at this group. They're at the bottom of the league in offense right now. They're at the bottom of the league in defense right now. They're turning the ball over at a rate. James Harden. The way that this team is going right now, James Harden 1 minute looks like James Harden of old, passing the basketball, getting downhill, scoring, and then the next minute he looks like old James Harden. That's what he looks like. And this is the guy who you're dependent on heavily to run your offense, right? Not only dependent on heavily to run your offense, to be a bucket getter. On top of that, the dude on the sideline with the braids, we do need him to be out here too. Only except he's not been out here.
Chill, when's the last time Giannis won the playoff series?
2022.
Last time Giannis won the playoff series is in 22. He won the playoff
So it's been some time, but we acknowledge he's the best player in the world.
We do acknowledge that.
Could y'all please, you know what I'm saying? Just let dinner cook, y'all. Keep your hands out the pot. You know what I'm saying? Just sit back.
Do you think Ty Lue's been cooking this year? Clippers fans don't seem to be as happy with him right now.
But that's what fans do. Like that's what fans do. That's okay.
Well, you're a fan.
You don't let no. But see the thing about it, Swipe, is that I have the ability to understand certain levels of basketball. Like there's certain times when I'll look at it like a fan. It's like, okay, well let's look at it from a coaching aspect. Let's look at it from a player aspect. Let's look at it from a management aspect. You can't always just be like, oh, but this doesn't happen. Like sometimes you got to see that there's a process to this. You know what I'm saying? You got to relax and wait for it to happen. You can't just start like if you don't start off 10-0, that means you're never gonna win a game again. You know what I'm saying? Like just relax, bro. Like relax. And also with the Ty Lue question, I think he's a good enough coach to understand like this isn't you don't win the championship in the first 2 weeks of the season. You know.
Mm-hmm. Swiper.
Yes, I would like to make a statement rather. And Ox, this is from my vantage point. Doesn't mean it's true. I do feel as if you have a bigger blind spot for Kawhi Leonard than you do the Sacramento Kings. I understand that the Sacramento Kings are your team, but I'm also completely supportive of you and your fandom of Sacramento. You have earned that through 34 years of grind, 35 years. 35 years of grinding through with the team. But Kawhi Leonard, as a friend of yours, legitimate, we share orange juice. Like we sat and ate together.
That was some good ass
I'm saying, and pancakes. We got pancakes, like a bunch of it was good. Like Mars is coming next time.
Drinking out the same.
We had a
that was the mimosas. Real talk. The mimosas.
Yeah,
Swiper doesn't drink.
Everyone knows this. Common knowledge, by the way. I've never drank or smoked, so it's just he's lying. Obviously, because he's a liar. What I'm saying is that
live a little.
Ox, you are no. Family history. What I'm saying to you, Ox, is that you, brother, are a very good person, but you and this Kawhi Leonard thing, like it is legitimately the worst blind spot that you have. You will get irrational about Kawhi Leonard.
Do you fight that up?
Just a couple months ago, we had the whole.
No, I don't fight that, you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it's acknowledged.
But my thing though, Swipe, like I can see where you're coming from if that was the case. But right now, I think I'm being very rational. I think I'm saying Kawhi Leonard. I don't think Kawhi Leonard should play a whole bunch of games because I don't think he can hold up. I don't think that's me being naive or fanned out. That's just me like I know that he's not capable of doing that. If I was to say, no, Kawhi can do anything, let him play, he could do it, I think that's delusional. I think being very realistic.
I think the expectation for this team coming into the year, with that given they had from me, because I thought they were a tier 2 team in the league, when I think they're a 50-plus win team, they have not met expectations so far. Now, there's several different reasons why. And I think Kawhi's a part of that. He also has not met expectations so far as a leader of a team. And I think, to Real Talk's point, this is where it gets a little dicey, where Kawhi is the best player on the team, but not held to the standard of, like, you have to be the leader who also influences them for winning. And if you're in a rut like they are right now, your leader is supposed to help drag you out. But Kawhi Leonard, as we know, is a very non-vocal person. So, therefore, he doesn't really maybe say a lot of anything else. But I do think they'll get out of it. I do think Ty Lue needs to be able to make better decisions with the personnel. They have been clamoring for John Collins to start. I don't know if that's going to happen. Bradley Beal needs to play better too, but I think they'll get there at some point.
Right. I think that's all I was saying. I think I said that John Collins should play more and Bradley Beal should be, a rotation guy. And I think that help him play more. I liken that to what happened with the Vegas Aces when they put Jewel Lloyd on the bench and she started playing a lot better. I think that helped them out. And I think I'm very rational when I say I don't want Kawhi Leonard to play a whole bunch of games because I've seen time and time again, to your point, Chill, he can't do that. You know what I'm saying? He just can't do that. So, of course, y'all know I'm the biggest Kawhi Leonard fan I know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not embarrassed about that. I don't think that's a problem. But I also understand that this dude can't play 70 games and then go on a run. I want to see the Clippers make a deep playoff run. I want to see them have a good show in the playoffs. So I think I want to put some of that on John Collins, some of that on Bradley Beal, and a lot of that on Coach Ty Lue. Let's get this team to a 4 seed, a 5 seed, a 3 seed, get to the playoffs, and hopefully at that point, Kawhi Leonard can prove me right and be the guy I think he is. James Harden, a lot of this falls on James Harden's shoulder. A lot of this falls on James Harden's beard. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you got a ball, James.
No, we're not.
No, hold on. Real talk. We are doing this again. I'm doing this again at least. Okay, but listen. Okay, but don't take it like I'm saying he's not. I'm saying that James Harden is going to have to carry a lot of the load because Kawhi Leonard can't do it. Why? But see, this is why I say we're ruining basketball. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me saying
that. You're ruining it by giving out all these bells.
I think exactly.
James Harden is playing well this year, by the way.
Very well. Swiper. I'm not saying he's not. I need y'all to relax and understand what I'm saying. Okay. I don't care who gets the credit for scoring a basket. I don't care who gets the credit for winning. I want the Clippers to do good. If that means James Harden has to do more work than Kawhi Leonard, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm not gonna have an argument about, oh, well, he played better than him, he played better than him. I don't care who has to do more work. I don't care if you think that he's better, so he should have to do it. I don't care.
Being the best player.
I don't care. Like, so what? I just want him to win. And that's a part of basketball. Like that's a part. Every team is not constructed the same. Every teammate does not have the same role as another teammate on another team. All right. Sometime over here,
who's the best player on the Clippers to you? Who's the best player?
I think Kawhi Leonard is the best player.
Okay, so why are we getting yet another sample size of games in this regular season where James Harden is the determining factor of the Clippers being last year passable on offense or garbage? Now this year they're even elite on offense.
Wait, so are you saying that James Harden is the best player?
James Harden isn't on the board.
Okay. Real talk. Let's talk. Okay, so answer the question. Are you saying that James Harden is the best player on the team?
Why?
Are you saying that? Yes or no? Are you saying that?
Yes. James Harden is the best Clipper. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so what? That's fine.
I didn't even believe that when Kawhi got over there, but now we're getting to another season where I'm not
trying to argue with you on that. If you think James Harden's the best player on the team, you have every right to feel that way. Rightfully so.
He shouldn't be.
But he is.
He should not be.
So what?
But he
why?
is.
James Harden one of them.
But so what? Like, why? If he is, why is that a problem for y'all? But chill. Why is that a problem for you?
James Harden.
Why is that an issue for you?
Discount to come on the team.
So why is that a problem for you, real talk? Why is that an issue for you? Why are you upset if he's the best player on the team?
Because of the pedestal that Leonard is held to.
Don't put him on that pedestal, and everything will be.
You put him on it, Ox.
Because I think he's the best player.
Yes.
You can have your own opinion. I'm not trying to change your mind. Nigga, go ahead, James Harden, ball out, nigga, do your thing. Shit, I don't.
Not about us.
Hey, for me, it don't matter. Hey, it's California all the way. James Harden, go ahead, nigga, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't care. You know.
But look, you think Kawhi's the best player, but
Right.
then you say, "Hey, James Harden, you gotta carry us, man." Like,
Yes. Yes.
no,
100%.
no.
Yes, that's why can't I feel that way? I feel like yes, Kawhi, I think you're better. James, it's on you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mars,
that's
we
the
write
part. That's
songs
the part
for
of the
you.
team. That's
what
how
we
it works
doing, Mars.
sometimes.
We writing all the songs.
That
for
man
you.
ain't never looked at
Carry the
Robin
notes.
like, "Hey, you better do this mission for me, bro." Like,
No. That's the way that works.
You're not supposed to be the one carrying out the mission. No, that's not it works.
Hey man, I don't know shit. I feel different. Like that's a part of being on the team.
I think this
man.
also to spin this a little bit more positively. You know, I think that Mars would like this. I think this should just speak to James Harden and his longevity that he is able at 35, 36 years old now
36.
to still be the primary offensive engine for team and be this good at it. You know, at 36. I mean,
I don't think that there's anybody who thought that he wasn't the primary ball handler, the primary distributor, their best playmaker before the season started on offense. He was the guy who was going to have the ball in his hands. He was the guy who was going to be creating offense, not just for himself, but for everybody else. Leonard, being the bucket getter, he would close games whenever he played. He would play some defense. But for the most part, James Harden's going to be their guy.
Hey, Ron, very quickly. I just looked at this. Shout out to Data Baller. Hey, Mars, you might be right. I am turning to the stat thing. Look. With Kawhi and James on the court, they have a 117 offensive rating and a 128 defensive rating with a negative 11 net rating. With Harden on the court and Kawhi off, they have a 129 offensive rating and a 118 defensive rating. They're plus 10.5. He's quite literally.
You don't say.
Way better
Kawhi's the problem.
Kawhi, or at least affecting the team. Way better than Kawhi.
So Kawhi's the problem.
And now it's the second year in a row of him doing that.
So you're saying that they're worse with Kawhi, so he shouldn't.
I think this should be used to praise James Harden as opposed to bash Kawhi. But
yeah, L math's good.
No, it's both.
Do
It's
better
both.
than that. Do better.
I just think James Harden has shown for the past. We're looking at over a decade now that he's one.
We're going into year 17 with him.
Regular
That's what
season
But
players
it's
we've
no
ever
way
seen
y'all
in
just
the
let real
past,
talk get that
probably.
off like Kawhi Leonard's just detrimental to the team.
I don't think Kawhi's detrimental.
He didn't
to the
say
team.
that.
I just think when you have James Harden is just an offensive engine,
didn't
Kawhi's
say
not
that,
an
huh?
offensive engine. They're different players.
I didn't
But
hear that. Sorry.
I just don't think it's that big of a deal. James Harden is really good.
What
Fellas,
Kawhi on
we
the
do
court?
gotta-
Well, hey, last one, Ron. Kawhi on the court, no James Harden. 94 offensive rating.
Yeah.
Negative 17 net rating.
Get Leonard off the floor. He's killing us.
With Leonard
Leonard
on
is
and
killing
So
no
that's not
Harden.
what he's saying.
Yeah,
too? I thought he wasn't saying that.
that's the whole Clippers team. Like when James Harden's on the court, the Clippers are like an okay team. When James Harden's off the court, they have a negative 13 net rating. The team
They
stinks.
need. Whoa,
James
big
Harden.
sucker.
James
They
Harden
need
is
James
their
Harden.
only. Yeah, James Harden's their only initiator. Like
You can make an
Chris
argument.
Chris Paul functionally can't play basketball.
You can make an argument, Mars, that
He
ball
can't.
handling,
Mars,
ball handling is a
like-
top 4 skill set in the NBA. Like, so if you,
We do
you don't
have
have
to
a
recognize
ball
that.
handler. You know,
Mars, one more time. They ain't hear you in the back. They did not hear you in the
Yeah,
back. Mars.
Chris Paul can't play basketball anymore. It's over. For
I
Chris
don't
Paul.
understand why this is.
I hope
don't
this is Chris
understand.
Paul's last year. No disrespect to Chris Paul. I don't need to see another year of this. This is bad. He can't do anything. Like he factually can't do anything on the court. I don't know why I'm on the big screen. He can't do anything. It's just.
I don't know, Ron. Imagine a dude getting old, Ron, and not being able to do what he used to be able to do. Imagine that. Oh shit. Because that's kind of what's going on.
He was good last year. Like,
that's
he was
what's
cool
going
last
on
year.
with
But
Mars,
God
He
damn.
might just be easing into things, Mars. He might be going through a rough period. He might be all
Today
right.
is November 9th. Today is November the 10th. We said this last week. We were talking about the Chris Paul falling off a cliff in 23.
Yeah.
He literally fell off a cliff. That cliff gonna is he not gonna fall off another cliff when he gets to be? I don't know if you noticed. He's gonna be 41 in February. 41.
Yes.
So chill.
Put that on your mind.
So chill. You and Pastor Real Talk. Are y'all basically saying that they need to waive Chris Paul and he need to take Kawhi with him? Because that's what I'm hearing. Like cut cut Chris Paul and buy Kawhi out, and this team will be
First of all,
everything will be solved. Is that what y'all saying?
Kawhi out. I'll take Kawhi.
What I'm saying is that this thing from the beginning,
Kawhi, get out
right?
of here.
This thing from the beginning was a bad idea. This is an old group, and this is what you guys were trying to sell us. That because of the names and because of what
You're
they
gonna
used
eat
to be,
crow. You're gonna
this
eat
team-
crow, buddy.
Yeah, I believed in this team. I'll say that. I for sure believed in this team.
This
But
whole-
go
You
ahead.
know what I'm gonna do?
Y'all
I'm
gonna
gonna
eat
get
crow,
a
buddy.
huge plate and I'm gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna eat crow if I'm wrong. 100%.
No, not
But
you,
I-
Marsh. These two.
Oh, okay, yeah.
First off, Ox, I started off this segment.
Yeah,
saying,
but we
I
know
think
what-
the
we
Clippers
know
are going to
what
get
you
better.
mean.
They're
We
going
know
to
who
get
you are.
better.
Yeah,
We're
know.
on to you, bro. We are
we know
on
who
to you.
bottom.
We
We
know
know who
what you
bottom
do.
talk is in these conversations. So
We know what you do, real talk. We're on to you.
First off, you're the one that currently lives in Atlanta, but I'll leave that alone.
I'm not the one. Hey, by the way, they said hello, Ron.
Who's they? What does they mean, Swiper?
You know
Huh?
who they is. You was in Atlanta, Ron. You know
Yeah,
who they is.
yeah, they them. Yeah.
You know who they
In
is.
those
Ron.
jeans.
Yeah, Ron, you know who
Shout,
they is.
shout out to them stallions out there in Atlanta and the ones that I was with in Houston this past weekend. Shout out to Houston because
Hey, Ron. By the way, that clip
Hey,
on IG. Where was it from? When you were walking the place with the suit, which you had a lady with you and a dude with you. You had taking suit measurements somewhere with the white guy.
hey man, if you ever in Seattle, I can introduce
That
you to
suit
the
was
best
clean, bro.
steakhouse
That
in
suit was real
Seattle.
nice, bro. That was clean. That was clean. What's your motto? If it ain't custom, it's not a real suit.
If it's not custom and if it's not tailored, you unfortunately aren't wearing a real suit.
Real talk. We're gonna
But-
get you a suit, bro.
But y'all, we
Get you
gotta
out
go
that
ahead and
funeral suit.
transition because we gonna get into our segment of the day. You guys already know what it is. It's Monday. You guys left a lot of comments last week, so we are going to get into the top 5 comments of the week. Before we do that, though, we're gonna be on playback tomorrow night. Yes, that's November 11th. You know, every Tuesday in the NBA they have this Coast to Coast NBA. That's what it's called, Coast to Coast on NBC. And it's a very late game for the West Coasters. If you are an East Coast
For the
person
East
that
Coast.
can,
For
What
the
you mean?
East Coast is just a late,
East
it's a late
Coast.
game
It's
for the
11
East Coast.
p.m. on
It's a
Eastern.
late game.
No,
period.
11.
no, the game is for the West Coasters. But if you
Yes.
are
Yeah,
an East Coaster and you can stay up late, come pull up with us on playback. And here's the thing, y'all. We are going to watch all of these games on Tuesday. The late night NBC Coast to Coast games on Tuesday. We will be watching all of them for the remainder of the season, or at least from here until the end of the year. So y'all pull up with us. Mark your schedule because you know where to find us. 11 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. We are going to be watching a marquee game that night.
Mars, is there?
Tomorrow, it happens to be the Nuggets and the Kings. What's good, Swiper?
Mars, is that going to be a best in the world gimmick or a non-shooting gimmick? Which one? I've seen both on Twitter.
Against the Kings. Last time it was he was on the best in the world gimmick. So this time it might be a no shooting gimmick. I don't know. He fluctuates between the two.
He's two-way. He's two-way.
Yeah, he's also on his defensive gimmick right now. So so you need to do better.
Shout out to Joker. on
Nuggets
all
defense is 6
team.
points better with him on the floor this year.
Hey, what Joker on the all defensive team?
Hey, real talk. What Cam Ward do?
Y'all,
Speaking of
also
Cam Ward,
speaking of
real
Cam
quick,
Ward,
Coach Dable got fired.
That Tennessee Titans suck.
y'all, speaking of Cam Ward and speaking of Chill mentioning that Coach Brian DeBall just got fired, if you want to hear everything regarding football, NFL, college football, all the news, they talked about the trade deadline last week, everything that happened. On Wednesday, they will be recapping everything that happened yesterday, and they will be recapping Monday Night Football. But if you need to tune in and just get up to date on what's going on, or just hear the true facts behind what's going on, or just hear the game get broke down at a very high level, you need to pull up to the press box. Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to mark your schedule. But fellas, it's about time to go ahead and get into these top
Swipe is a liar,
5
man.
comments of the week. Let's make it happen, y'all. The first comment is brought to us by It's Zamzay, episode 683. It's Zamzay had this to say. Quote, and I quote, if you line Jalen Brown, Dennis Schroeder, and Derek White up at the park, Derek White is getting picked last every time.
You need to put some respect on Derek White. He had his second 20-point game of the season. You know him yesterday.
Made the game sealing bucket versus the Magic too.
Exactly.
18
Took
shots.
him 18 shots for 21 points. But
9 of 18. Was it 9 of 18?
7
Seven.
of 18.
7.
Yeah.
Whoa. Real talk. You're volume scoring. That's your gimmick. So shout out to him for putting the shots up no matter what.
Yeah, shout out to Derek White.
Yeah, volume scoring.
Derek White has shot above 40% from the field twice this season.
Sometimes volume has to trump efficiency. That's why, I mean, a person like me, I don't care about all that efficiency. Get the shots up.
I agree. Shout out to Mr. No Short Gimmick. But,
shout out to 16 of 49 Wilt Chamberlain.
But shout out to Derek White, man. Shot above 40% from the field twice this season. And shot 40% or more from three once.
Wait. Say the first part again.
Derek White has shot above 40% from the field twice this season.
That'll progress me. But let me give my good friend Penn, some advice very quickly. Please get off that Derek White is better than Jalen Brown hill. I beg of you, please. That is not the hill to die on, my good pal.
Like, I don't even know that why we even entertain that. That wasn't a conversation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Derek White playmaking.
Hey, whoa. How many fourth options have won NBA Player of the Week though?
How many fourth options?
Yeah, let some tell it, Jalen Green.
Yo, well, I'm running a poll right now. I want to know who you guys are taking. If you have a team at the park between Dennis Schroeder, Jalen Brown, and Derek White, Mars, I'm trying to get down to the bottom of this stuff. So you guys go vote and let me know. I should have put who are you not taking, but either way it goes. The next
Jalen Brown, Dennis Schroeder, and Derek White are in front of me. I'm not taking Dennis Schroeder or Derek White in front of Jalen Brown. I'm at the park. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I gotta rephrase that, Chill.
But if you like, are you saying if you don't know who these guys are and you're just like looking at them, they just walk up and you just see them?
Probably.
No, you know who they are.
Yeah, we know who they are.
I'm taking Jalen Brown. Then I'm taking Jalen Brown. Then I'm taking Dennis Schroeder. Then I'm taking Derek White.
So Derek White is going last for you, Mars.
Yeah. I'm not even thinking twice.
I think Derek White probably still is a better NBA player, though, to be fair, than Dennis Schroeder. But
yeah, he is.
At the park, I'm taking Dennis Schroeder. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, and by the way, just randomly, Dennis Schroeder has not been playing like the best point guard on his team, but just randomly yesterday, they decided to give him the start and put the guy that's been out playing him all year on the bench. Who would have thought? Terrible franchise, free Russ. But we're gonna move on to the next comment of the week.
Wait, do you think your favorite team should trade for Rustin?
Yes.
The Sonics? You want Russ out of the league?
No, I'm talking about the Bucks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Giannis and Russell Westbrook?
No.
Would be a nightmare.
That would stop OG team
nightmare.
from penalizing that would stop OG team from penalizing Giannis' scoring.
That's disgusting, by the way,
true.
Mars.
I would love to see that. But y'all, the next comment of the week is from Whozo7. Whozo7 said, Dub crash outs at the end. Also, never shake Ron's hand if he offers it. You're missing your wallet.
Your wallet will go missing.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
I wonder how Ron.
You're a thief.
He definitely robbed somebody, and I will say, all the years I've been doing content creation and working in this NBA content and NFL now, I've never seen someone rob someone of a super chat before. That was the first time I've ever seen someone rob. I think it was $50. I think it was $50. That's a lot of money. I've never seen somebody rob somebody of a super chat.
I sent him his money back.
What was his name?
He was a good guy. Okay,
he was a good guy.
Who's 007 on a scale from 1 to 10? 10 being the ultimate scumbag, 1 being a nice guy. Where is Ron? In your estimation, whoever made that super chat, if you out there and if you listening to this, where is Ron on the scumbag level? At a 10 or a 1? Where is
it? I'm a good guy, Chill. I do honest business. Shake my hand.
Being me.
Shake my hand, you will get a
Hey, wait, real talk. Take my strong hand.
One being you.
Take my strong hand.
Chill. I'm gonna put it to you like this, Chill.
I'm listening.
I know Nigerian used car salesmen in Houston that I trust more than Ron with the business deal.
And real talk. The reason why this is important, because this is his man, by the way. Like, this is man right here. This ain't just some dude.
I've seen things.
This is his man.
I've seen things.
This is his man. Like, I know stuff about this dude that if I told you, I have to kill you. That's his man. Like that.
Chill.
Yeah.
If you shake my hand, If you shake this hand right
Don't
here,
touch
I
that
will
hand.
never betray
You see
you.
that hand?
This is
Why
the
would
ultimate
you
hand of
do
loyalty
that?
right
I don't
here.
want to touch that.
Shake
I
my
don't wanna
hey.
touch that.
This is the ultimate hand of
I'm not
loyalty. I
touching
will
that.
never
Yeah,
betray
nah,
you,
bro.
Mars.
I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not
Mars.
touching it. Get that thing out of my face.
I'm not gonna
touching
lie, Ron. Not only is your hand ashy, okay, it's also like morphed in a way that I'm shooting. Whatever.
I showered before the panel.
Look
You know,
like-
I ain't have time to slap no lotion on there. You know, unlike you, I know you got lotion right there.
I
next
never
to you.
seen nobody
I
just
know it's
rob
right
you.
there.
My bathroom. I got another bathroom in the office.
No.
Right over
You got
here.
lotion right there.
It's
under
right.
your
No,
desk.
I don't have it. Remember,
Ron-
you got the Ron. We've
lotion and
done
paper towels
Ron.
right there?
we measured your desk for. You got that Lubriderm on your desk right now. That's what we know for sure. We already had this conversation. Lubriderm, chill. The cocoa butter, Lubriderm.
Keep that thing
Well,
out of
the
my
next
face.
comment.
Hey
of the
Ron,
week-
do you wash?
Yeah, you
do
ain't
you wash with
denying
one?
nothing.
There you go, Verno. That one's nice too. Ron, you wash with and wipe your face with one rag, don't you? Too. I imagine probably you don't have like a separate rag for that. Probably. I
Yeah,
got you.
So do that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't worry. Ron, you should probably
Ron
change it
down
up
looking
next
at
time.
Ron going, that's what he do. Just looking at him.
Hey, Swipe. He think if he do the face first, that's. If I do the face first, then I'm good.
Bro,
Yeah,
he take Dove soap to the face. You're like, yeah, this should get it. This do everything I needed to do.
You're awful, Ron. Ron, you all awful.
The next comment of the week is
The Walmart
from
rags.
S.2. This is episode 686. S. said Damo is real talk at 1.5 speed.
It was good to see Damo, man. That was dope.
That Damo episode was funny, bro.
Yeah, it was dope.
But yeah, we can't have real talk and Damo on the same show.
That would be
Why not?
great. That would be fantastic.
Why not?
Because the stage would be tilted from waiting.
Well, we would have to.
Oh,
You know,
I'm
you just
getting
walk
tired of
Right.
big ass
Okay.
Mars.
Right, ain't he the
Talking like
same
he
one?
ain't big
Mars is
himself.
the same one who told us that
getting
he does
tired
not
of this.
skip meals. Mars
That's
is the
what
same
I'm
one who
saying,
told us.
man.
Meanwhile,
It looks like you got an endless
Over
supply
there.
of fish and chip, but you always talk about me, man. Leave me alone, bro.
Because I want better for
Golly.
you, real talk. I want
You know
better
what?
for
That's,
you. That's the problem.
yeah.
Yeah,
As
I
we
see
get
potential.
healthier,
like you.
We
Hey,
got to
that's a-
get healthier as a duo. You're right. You're right.
That's a good,
You are
good
Mars,
idea. though,
however.
Mars.
You know what?
Don't
Now that we have teamed up, maybe that could be part of the journey. Maybe that could be part of the journey.
Don't
Yeah,
skip
like
no
you
meals,
do.
Mars.
Well, I was about to say
What
that
did
Mars
say?
actually does look like Mars. You look like you've been skipping some meals, Mars. You okay? You do look like you.
Oh no, I just zoomed the camera out. It's effects, special effects. I just zoomed the camera
got
out.
you.
Yeah.
I thought you
Ain't
might have.
nothing
I thought you might have been skipping some things. All right.
No, not a thing has changed. If anything, I've got bigger. But the camera's
They
zoomed
got
completely.
chill. They got Mars stressed on X right now.
Bro, wait, hold on.
Hey, the only stress I've got with this weekend is that Jalen Green injury, man. That
That's
Jalen
Mars
Green
out on
injury.
Twitter.
Jalen Green injury has done more damage to my heart than anyone on Twitter.
Ox, public service announcement because the people apparently are struggling with this. Hold up, you're supposed to use separate rags for your face and body. Yes. If people
wow.
didn't know that, yes, you should be washing with multiple rags. You should be having I would say get you a facial routine. There's plenty of depending on you got melanin in your skin or not. There are plenty of things you can use, shea moisture, all kind of stuff where you can do your own routine. You need to have separate things for all of it. You need to because it's better for your body long term. Ox, don't look at the camera sideways like that. I know you. You best do it too.
I'm letting you do your thing.
All right, bro. Because I need y'all to be clean, bro. Y'all just out here using one rag. Wash your rags weekly, by the way. Because
Shout out to all the one raggers out there.
Ron, do you? How long do you let your towel sit there for? 2 weeks?
I will not. I promise you, I will not let you guys know what my skincare routine is or what my shower routine is. You guys don't need to know that. All right.
So he got guests walking in the house. It's is that mold?
Swipe is disgusting.
Wait till I see Ron.
Swipe is absolutely disgusting.
It's on when I see this dude.
What's that moldy smell in the house?
Damn, Ron, put the towel in the washing machine. You got other towels in the house. You have to use one towel for 2 weeks. Ron, what you doing? And put the other wash rag in the washing machine too.
Hey, chill. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Chill. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Swipe. This how you check. This how you check if you need another child. I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah,
I'm talking about LeBron.
I'm good.
Wait,
I'm good. Yeah,
I know for a fact, Ron, you haven't washed your bath rugs in years.
I'm so sick of Ron, I swear. Y'all don't know how sick of Ron.
Chill, they probably stuck to the
I'm
ground.
so sick of Ron. Hey, Ron, man, you are.
You guys,
Listen,
are
y'all doing
You
too
guys
much
are
laundry.
disgusting.
Y'all doing too much laundry, man. You niggas need to get married, bro.
Hey, man.
all right.
Watch your shit.
All right, the next comment
Sheets is old, towels is old.
The next comment of the week is from Kazuto 4542, episode 685. Kazuto said, bruh, why can't Swiper just host every time? The flow of the show was immaculate.
Ron, can we?
You had a rocket Swiper?
Because what we might have to do, Ron, we might have to move you in from the starting lineup. We might have to move you to the rotation. We might have to do that. I'm just saying,
Damn, Ron, you
because
get demoted.
you know the offense was running smoother when you was off the floor, Ron. Your off the court minutes. I mean, they kind of went this way.
Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, you Kawhi Leonard.
It's funny that you're Holly's #1 fan and Swiper just TJ McConnell, your dumb ass. That's kind of funny how that works.
Oh,
That works, man.
That's cool and all, but if Ron not hosting, there's one host. That's this guy.
Oh, that's you.
you
Shouts.
you Andrew Nimart?
I'm just saying, like, I threw Swiper a lob last week. I was supposed to host, so I was like, nah, let's Swiper get it.
Oh, wait, so I got it. Y'all Patrick Beverly and Lou Will. I'm SGA, so you need to trade me to... Oh, I got it. I got you. I need my own team. 19 points a game next year?
You got your own team.
I don't want to take Ron out the rotation, though. That's what I don't want. I want to make sure that we clear that Ron does not go out the rotation. It's not like Ron just is relegated to the bench and he only playing in blowouts. No. Ron's still getting heavy minutes. Definitely heavy minutes, but the offense might run a little smoother when Swiper.
Hey, all I know is, man, all I know is, one person up here got panel MVP.
Maybe
chill with Swiper, but when Swiper is like hosting, he's
maybe
really
y'all need to sit back and let the MVP.
No,
You ever think about that?
Swiper was doing this thing. I ain't gonna lie, he was an amazing host. But I just feel like I'm like at the principal's office or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of uncomfortable. Like,
Too much order and structure. I got you.
Yeah, I can't handle that. I need a little chaos. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
Ron, you like the episode of
I thrive
of Justice League when all the
adversity.
parents they disappeared because they had a witch broke a curse and all the parents disappeared and the kids were running the schools and running everything. I mean, I got you. Shout out.
Good
man.
time. It's a good time.
So Ox, in the words of Keith Murray, I need beer and a lot of noise in my ear and a rowdy atmosphere just to think clear.
Exactly. That's how I get down.
Okay,
I thrive in adversity.
One more time for the people in the cheap seats. In the words of Keith Murray, I need beer and a lot of noise in my ear and a rowdy atmosphere just to think clear. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but shout out to Swiper. He led us to
real thick.
two solid victories last week.
Hey Ron,
Thursday,
if
Friday.
anything, I feel like what it says is we got three hosts at least. We can put up against any host on any other platform. We can run a 3v3 and beat anybody.
Hey, and Mars is a
Y'all
dope
set it
host
up.
too. He
Y'all set it
don't
up.
want y'all. He don't want y'all to know it, but Mars
Mars can host too.
Mars wants nothing to do with this. Nothing. Let's be clear about that right now. Mars wants nothing to do with this. No, he
Mars,
doesn't.
you in the hosting
Mars,
seat?
go ahead, brother.
Come on. Hey, Mars,
Hey,
spin the record.
hey, Ron, you know what we should do? We should have a week where everybody, a week where everybody hosts. We just rotate the host, like for just 1 week. I want to see Chill host on a Friday.
Oh wow, he's trying to get out of there.
I do. I want to see that too,
show.
actually. Hey, you know what, Chill? I ain't gonna be here this Friday, Chill. You got it. Hey, you got it, brother.
Hour and a half show. We finna talk about. It's gonna be. And then, hey, Chill. By the way, Chill. Did you know that when
As you were saying, Ron. As you were saying, Ron.
that's exactly how the show will go. Real talk. No sidebars. Just straight hoops.
Chill gonna get you up out of there.
All right, y'all. The next comment.
Hey,
of the
then
week.
you got a little pin host on a Monday, Ron.
Oh, good God, I'm on here on Mondays. All right, man. We'll see how that goes. See how that one goes.
I think that'll be a dope week, y'all, for real.
The next comment of the week is from Joey Buck 12, Episode 684. Joey Buck said, Mars be turning into a little spoiled kid when he can't sway the vote.
Is that a fact?
Shaden Sharp got snubbed. Shaden Sharp got snubbed. I don't know what to tell you.
Shit, I feel you.
So yeah, I'm just like I'm mad today when we talk about the Hawks Lakers game. We don't talk about Mohamed Gay. I just think this poor paneling. We're ruining the game.
Okay, Mars.
Shaden Sharp is the best dunker in Blazers history.
Just like I swayed in there with Dyson Daniels, you could have very well just came right behind.
I was waiting to go after you, and then Ron was like the next game, and I was like, so we're not talking about Mohamed Gay, and then Ron said the next game is the pace. Like he made sure I couldn't talk about Mohamed Gay because I even tried to swoop in, and Ron was like, nope. So, Ron.
See,
Well, actually, no, that's Ron.
Here's the thing about Ron, Mars. Sometimes with Ron, you got to pick him up full court because like you can, like Mars, Ron will turn it over. He 100. He 100. Don't just let Ron dribble the ball up the court. Yeah, you can pick Ron up full court and put some pressure on him. He'll turn it over. Just pick him up full court. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It ain't nothing wrong with a turnover or two, kids.
Mm-hmm. He'll turn it over. Don't worry about that, Mars. Yes. But to your point, Mars, your kid, your guy, say his name once. It's spelled Mohamed real Gay. Weird.
Gueye, but it's pronounced as Gay.
It looks like Guai. That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gay.
Nah, but it's gay.
Yeah.
And he's elite.
I hope somebody took my advice in that episode and took a shot every time Mars said Shaden Sharp. You would have had a great time.
Somebody
would have had a great time.
Man, I watched the footage, man. Shout out to Dunkademics, by the way. That should be one of the top 5 comments of the week. He left a comment after the show.
Well, we're not done, Mars. You can go ahead and read it. Actually,
let's see. Yeah. Dunkademics tapped in after the show, said thanks for having me on, and he's been revisiting the Shaden versus Clyde debate, and he's okay with Shaden over Clyde. You know why? Because he watched the film, and the film don't lie. Yeah, Shaden Sharp, better dunker than Clyde Drexler. The film is on the internet. Go look at it. You don't need to take my word for it.
You hear that?
You'll watch Shaden Sharp dunk, you'll watch Clyde Drexler dunk, and you'll be like, yeah, Mars no ball. Yeah, who would have thought? Yeah, I no ball.
No.
But anyway, yeah, go watch it for yourself. It's cool. It's on the internet.
All right. Well, at this time, this is a good time for me to go ahead and give my splash of the day. And I'm going to give it to none other than the hairline bandit, Jalen Brown. And it's not for what he's been doing to people's jerseys. It's what he's been doing to the defense as a whole. Jalen Brown over the last 5 games is averaging 32.5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's shooting 47% from 3. And I just want to give you guys the scoring totals from the last 4 games. 36 points, 35 points, 32 points, 27 points. They went 2-2. So it's almost like Jalen Brown's maybe second team All-NBA. And aside from that, he's the Finals MVP. We've seen what he's done in the playoffs. We've seen his record. We know his track record. And he's just proven to us that, once again, he is one of the better scorers in the NBA. He's averaging 28 as a total on the season. And Jalen Brown is just getting busy. He gets the splash of the day. And you guys yourself need to get the splash of the day by downloading the app, Splash Sports app, that is. You can do that by clicking the link in the bio, or you can join right here on the screen via this QR code. On Splash Sports, you make your picks. You choose more or less, anywhere from 2 to 6 players, and after that, you win money. The cool thing about Splash Sports is you don't compete against the house. Why? Because that's what amateurs do, and that's how you get bamboozled and scammed, by playing against the house. No, you come over to Splash Sports, and you compete against other fans, other people that, well, are on Splash Sports, other people that, well, watch basketball, but they're just not as knowledgeable as you. So you outsmart your opponents, and at the end of the day, you win money. So download the app, use code PLAYERS, and we will see you in the winner's circle. That's code PLAYER on Splash Sports. All right, y'all. I do want to talk about this whole NBA Europe thing. So there is officially 12 cities that are projected to possibly have a permanent spot in NBA Europe. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on the screen so you guys can see it. But as I'm doing that, these are the cities: Madrid, Barcelona, Milan, Rome, London, hello, Mars, Manchester, hello, Mars, Paris, Lyon, Berlin, Munich, Athens, and Istanbul. Thoughts on this?
Ron, I'm
people are
I'm,
really
I'm in the
upset.
dark.
So.
Lion before. That's cool.
I'm just maybe you guys can.
Leon.
Leon,
I just want
to.
to. I'm gonna leave the floor to you guys because I'm not sure exactly how this is. Are we saying that of these 11 cities, there's going to be a team that plays in the NBA from there, or are they hosting the NBA when they come to Berlin or when they come to Paris? Is that what I'm understanding?
Chill. NBA Europe is its own league.
It's his own league, yeah.
And so there will be a team. There will be a team stationed in each of these cities.
And will these teams? So will they come to the States to play an NBA team, or is that how? Or is this going to be NBA Europe, like it was NBA? No, I'm sorry, NFL Europe. Like when NFL Europe was going on, it was pro football, but it was in Europe.
It will be like that. As far as I know, it will be a league in Europe sponsored by the NBA. I don't know if they'll be coming over here playing against NBA competition. I doubt that that's going to happen, but it's going to be essentially the best way I can put it is it's going to be a G League in Europe, if you will.
But it's going to compete against the Euro League. That's what it sounds like also.
No, it's not competing against the Euro League. The league is competing against itself. And whether it plays other European teams, I don't know. But there's 12 teams in the league. Those 12 teams will play against.
No, Ron. I don't mean they're going to compete against teams from the Euro League. I mean, as a league, it's going to compete against the Euro League.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't mean that.
The people are upset though, Chill, because there's no team in Serbia.
Really?
Who's the people?
Yeah. Well, just the people, like people out.
So they want a team in Serbia.
I've been seeing like a lot of people from over there that they're pretty upset about that.
That's interesting.
They don't have a team in what's the city called? Help me out, Swiper.
Belgrade.
In Serbia.
Belgrade.
It's Belgrade.
I don't look like that, your hometown.
Belgrade and Kunis.
It's like I got a C+.
Those are the two big cities in Serbia.
Kunis is Lithuania. Maybe they don't have the infrastructure. I don't know. But Serbia's population also isn't that high, so maybe it could just be a.
Well, they're just saying that Belgrade, if you're going to do a league in Europe, to not have a basketball team in Belgrade is disrespectful. Is what I've been seeing on the internet, basically.
Well, I just said those are permanent teams.
They
just said those are the permanent teams. It could be more teams as well, just not permanent ones.
Do y'all think this is a sign of like a bigger transition as far as the focus for the NBA as a league? Like, I kind of feel like when we had that conversation, well, when Adam did that press conference about people having access to the games and whatnot, and then he basically said, "Hey, this is a highlight sport, basically," and gotta pay the fee. I don't know. I feel like the NBA is making it a mission of theirs to pivot away from prioritizing the states in many ways, not just as a league and selling themselves to the US, but like I think they've made it to where they want to focus on trying to be the international sport, because I guess they're just succumbing to the NFL. To me, this is kind of what that's looking like. I think they've just kind of accepted their place in the United States, and they're pivoting in a way to grow their league because they don't see much growth potential here in the States.
I mean, that would make sense, real talk, if you think about it, because there are untapped markets in Europe where the NBA could thrive, right? So if you got in the NBA sponsoring a league over there, I think that it would enhance what's going on in the NBA. Plus, with bringing teams from the NBA over to NBA Paris and NBA, like when they do in the preseason with Saudi Arabia, or when they play games in Germany and places like that. I think that just enhances the league. So on top of bringing a league to Europe and sprinkling it around as many major cities as you do, I think it definitely will enhance what's going on in Europe, because I think that that's an untapped market that they see that they can make some growth with.
I want to say this. I don't understand how they're allowing this to happen in Europe. I just don't get it.
Well, I mean, it's nothing that they could do about it.
What do you mean, Ox, that they're allowing this to happen?
Something they could do it.
Like, just like the WNBA can't stop Unrivaled, like they can't stop.
Right.
How stop the NBA from
what do you mean, Ox? This is what competition is. We want to start a league in Europe. Why can't we start a league in Europe?
I mean, I would like to see Euro League America. Let's see if EuroLeague America could happen in America.
If you want to bring up, if the EuroLeague wanted to tap into Baltimore, Kansas City, Seattle, and have a
NBA
bunch
would
of teams,
shut that down, chill.
It wouldn't be a Euro League.
I know, Mars. I'm just saying for the name, just because of the name, so that you know what I mean. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro.
But if it was sponsored, I know what you're talking about. If it was sponsored by the EuroLeague, right? If it was sponsored by the EuroLeague, it would get blown out of the water. Here's the difference, though, Ox. The EuroLeague isn't as big as the NBA, though. That's the problem.
But the EuroLeague is huge in Europe.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
But
so
a lot of
like, for me, it's like the thing, I guess they're just not as organized. They don't all work together as well as I guess the NBA, and that's just what I've heard. I don't know the ins and outs of the EuroLeague, but from what I've heard, I guess they're just not as, where they don't work well together. So I guess there's enough turmoil over there where if they were to come together, I don't think that they will be able to do this over there. You know what I'm saying? Because when you, for instance, like if you tried to have a team or a league to rival the NBA in America, then the powers that be of the NBA would shut it down by doing backhanded deals or just telling sponsors, man, you don't work with them. We'll shut this down. We'll do that. You know how you do it. It's big business. You can do certain things to shut competition down. And I'm just kind of disappointed in the EuroLeague for not doing that.
I mean, but Ox, you also got to understand too, the EuroLeague, as big as it is, it's not as big of a deal as the NBA. Like the NBA is one of the biggest leagues in the world, and so I'm saying that to say, like, the NBA being, I don't know exactly how much it's worth, multi-billions, I'm assuming. Like the NBA has enough finances and they have the financial backing to go and set up shop wherever they want, and can't nobody say anything. I can come and poach your players. I don't want to say all the players, but a majority of the players in the EuroLeague want to play in the NBA. Why? Because it's a more popular league, and also too, you get paid more. So better competition, better players, all of that. And so, like, with that being said, like if NBA Europe pulls up to France, if they pull up to Italy, if they pull up to London, and if they do that and they're offering more money, that's the only way that they can compete with the EuroLeague. I don't think they'll be able to go over there.
Do you expect that the guys that are playing for the Lyon, whatever their name is going to be, do you expect that they're going to be having guys on the team that make $40 million?
I don't think it's going to be that much, but I think it's going to be fairly competitive to the EuroLeague.
Right, and so that's all I'm saying. I just think that they should have a little bit more pride over there and say, we're not. I'm not playing for your team. We're good over here in the EuroLeague, and what I'm saying, I think the EuroLeague should do.
Well, for the players,
the players, the management, the coaches, the ownership. I think they should do a better job as
players gonna follow the money for the most part.
100% gonna do that.
But that's why I just asked that question. Like, are they? Is it that much money? Is it that much more money? That's what I'm asking. I don't know.
Yes,
so but how do you know that, Chill? Like, we don't know.
I mean, we're gonna have to see. I don't think any of that is like known yet.
Yeah.
I don't think any of that is known yet.
What Ron first said when you asked the question about it, Chill, was that that is basically kind of like a G League over there. The EuroLeague players make way more than the G League players make.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, or if they're going to be making $10 million, $20 million contracts, and you just can't compete, but they're then fine. But if it's similar money, I just think that they should do a better job in having pride in what they already got going on in the EuroLeague and shut that shit down. That's just my opinion.
That's a fair assessment, Ox. That's 100% a fair assessment. But remember what we're talking about here. We ain't talking about some dudes just coming and taking over your block. No, I mean, like, we move weight. We taking over your city. We're taking over your entire city. We ain't just a couple of dudes just coming and taking over a couple of blocks here. No. And to Ron's point about the G League, this isn't a developmental league. I mean, we're going to be in Paris, right? We're going to be in where else did you say, Ron?
So these are the 12 cities. Once again, you got Madrid, Barcelona, obviously both in Spain. You got Milan and Rome, both in Italy. You got London and Manchester in the UK. You got Paris and Lyon, both in France. You got Berlin and Munich. Shout out Munich. Both in Germany. You got Athens, obviously, in Greece, and you got Istanbul in Turkey.
Right. Barcelona has a huge program, a storied program.
Barcelona does,
and they've been around for a long time. So I'm saying for them, like, teams like that are whatever you call it, programs like that, I would think that they would, fight more. Now, if money talks, I understand that. So if they are coming in there offering these guys $10 million, $20 million contracts, okay, that's one thing. But I just once again, I'm just saying, I think they should do a better job in combating NBA Europe.
Is it fair? Luka, who did Luka play for in the EuroLeague?
Real Madrid.
So he did, because I was thinking that I thought Pau Gasol was the best player to ever play for Real Madrid. Turns out, is it Luka the best to play there? So if that's the case, maybe maybe
they're the player to play wherever he plays.
Okay, so if that's the case, then they're looking at it. The NBA is looking at it like, well, we took a city like Barcelona, which is one of the biggest cities in Spain, if not the largest city in Spain. I got a C+ in geography. I wasn't very good in geography, but we took two of your best players and they came to the States. Well, instead of them coming to the States with two of your best players, why don't we just get a team and sponsor it and put it in Barcelona? Why don't we do that? Same logic with, like you just like.
But see, chill.
This isn't Mobile, Alabama, like the G League, right? We ain't putting teams in Bakersfield. No, we're not doing that. We're putting teams in Los Angeles. We're putting teams in New York, in Europe, right? We're putting teams in Miami to basically take over. Not necessarily take over isn't the word I want to use. We want to compete with what you guys got going on with the EuroLeague.
Chill. That would hurt the NBA though. Like that's my problem. So I don't know what their plan is for the league, right? Because I think right now they're starting off with like they're saying it's going to be low level talent right now. But I would assume that they want the best of the best players over there, just like they want the best of the best players over here eventually, right? So let's say, Ox, to your point, they get to a point where they can offer these players $10, $15, $20 million a year, right? Yep. So now we potentially, though, we don't get a Luka in the NBA anymore. We don't get a Jokic in the NBA anymore.
And I'm glad you brought that up.
Because also, if they're making that much money per year as far as a salary basis, that also means now I'm pretty sure the league has gotten big enough to a point to where endorsement money is also kicking in, right? So if the whole idea of me uprooting my entire life, because these people they're from an entire different country, don't speak the language, all of that. The whole reason for that is because I come over here and I change me and my family's life for generations to come with the money. Well, if that's no longer a problem, I don't have to do it, but now that makes the NBA a worse product because we don't truly have any more of the best players in the world.
And the NBA would never do that. The NBA would never do that. They would never rob Americans of having Jokic and Luka Doncic. The NBA would never do that. So to that point, Chill, it's no way they're going to be giving those guys $40, $50 million contracts. They're still gonna bring the best players over here. The NBA would never do that, and that's why I'm kind of like, why are y'all letting them even set up shop over there?
I'm glad y'all two brought that up because I'm thinking about the plan here, and I'm thinking about the vision that they have. Real talk, you just brought up a really interesting point. If we are setting up this plan where we're having these teams in Barcelona, we're having these teams in Europe, and we're keeping them over there, maybe we're trying to Americanize the sport a little bit more because maybe the fans aren't as interested as much as they would be if Giannis is from Chicago, if Luka is from Los Angeles, if Joker is from New York, they might be more interested as opposed to him being from Europe. So we'll keep those guys over there, and the guys that are in America will have these guys here, and we'll enhance our game even more while keeping you guys over there and cornering that market and making money off of that at the same time.
I get what you're saying, Chill, because now I think about it like there has been people don't really have this conversation out loud, but behind closed doors, there are plenty of Americans, and I know this because I've had these kind of conversations where they're like, damn, I don't like the fact that the top 4, 5, 6 players in the NBA aren't American anymore. I like, you definitely hear that. Again, people don't like saying it out loud, I guess, because that can come off a certain way. But there are definitely people who'd be like, yeah, I'm good off the NBA because, like,
real talk. How much bigger of a deal would Giannis be? How much bigger of a deal would Giannis be if he was from Chicago?
Yeah.
How much bigger of a deal would Joker be if he was from North Carolina? As good as Joker is, right? So when I think about the market that they're trying to corner, that's the way my brain is working. I'm killing two birds with one stone. If we could get those guys over there and maybe stay over there, and I could pay them that plus, because when I think about what the sport was years ago, the top players in the world were American. And because they were American, the NBA was as popular as it could ever be. So I'm thinking about cornering the market and killing two birds with one stone.
But those people sound like rednecks, and they don't really embrace what competition is. You know what I'm saying? You need to embrace what the competition is. If they're better, they're better. That's not their fault. That means you need to get better at what you do. You know what I'm saying? So that's like when people say that, oh, I'm not watching because I don't want to see them Russians do, like, well, that's your problem. Don't watch them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy when I hear that type of talk from people. You know what I mean? And I find it hard to believe that the NBA is going to try to keep those guys over there. It is to me that wouldn't make sense for business, short term or long term. You know what I mean? And on top of that, the talent level of the NBA will drop. We need 2 or 3 of those European dudes that come over here on each of these teams. Them dudes are helping the NBA. You know what I mean? As much as we want to pretend like it's not or whatever, that helps the NBA big time.
Oh, it does.
And I know for sure. The only reason I even watch some EuroLeague games now is just because Shaq play over there. I'm not finna be up watching no damn European basketball, no games over there. So I'm not the. It does, Ron. It does. 100%. It does.
It's an amazing brand of basketball.
I
don't know if the NBA will mimic the EuroLeague.
Ron, I'm not saying it's not.
I'm not saying that you are either.
Okay,
I'm just throwing in the fact that the EuroLeague is an amazing brand of basketball. Sure. And the thing about it is, I personally don't think that the NBA Europe will ever touch the EuroLeague in terms of style of play and brand of basketball. I do feel like, though, they may be able to pluck some big name or like mid-tier level players like Jabari Parker, Shake Milton, those guys that are over there right now, and they're some of the best players in those leagues. I think that they can come over and play in the NBA Europe, and they can have somewhat of a star power, if you will, in Europe. But I don't think it will ever be as good as the EuroLeague.
To finish that point though, real quick. I'm not saying it's like the difference, like the basketball is better. I personally think that they play even better basketball over there in the EuroLeague than a lot of times I see in the NBA. It's the time thing for me, where it's just like it's just the time. It's the time difference. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason I was saying that. And I think, and you already see, for instance, like what you're talking about a second ago, Ron, tomorrow night. It's a lot of people on the East Coast that are crying about what's going on the late night. So just imagine
it's actually a little different though. Like the games in Europe actually come on, like they would be playing right now. So
people at work right now, Ron.
Yeah, people at work right now.
People at work right now. So it's a time. Oh, you can't. Most people can't watch.
That's
basketball
more tailored. Yeah, that's more tailored.
You know what I'm saying? Most people. Your average person cannot watch basketball at work, and a lot of people aren't going to listen to it like on the radio or something like that.
But people are listening to us. To your point,
right. But if we were, most people aren't going to listen to the basketball game. So that's my only point. It doesn't help. Like to keep if Giannis stayed in Athens to play over there in the NBA Europe, that would not help anything over here. You know what I'm saying? And that's my only point. But go ahead, Mars.
What's good, Mars?
It sounds like you guys are talking about it like it's going to be the European equivalent of the NBA ABA dynamic that happened in the 70s, where you had two leagues. One was seen as the more entertaining. That being the ABA, one being the more true basketball, that being the NBA. So would the NBA Europe League have like the NBA rules, like no 3 seconds violation, NBA regulation 3-point line, NBA basketball, and then the Euro League would have all of its goaltending rules, 3-second violation? Would that be like the difference between the two leagues?
Mars, this is the biggest question. This is literally the biggest question is A, what's the salaries going to look like? Because that's going to determine the level of players that they'll be able to go get. And then B, what are the rules actually going to be? Are they going to be, since it's an NBA, since it's sponsored by the NBA and brought by the NBA, is it going to be NBA rules? Or since you're in Europe, are you going to play by FIBA rules? And like, though, I think those are the two biggest questions. And until like those questions are really answered and until everything's determined, I don't think we can really give an accurate gauge on exactly what the league is going to be, what it's going to look like, how it's going to function, all of that good stuff.
Ron, I got one last point going back, because Ox said that conversation I was shifting to earlier about the people preferring maybe some American-born players. He said like it's like they sound like redneck and people like that. But to be honest with you, a lot of the people that I hear that are complaining about this are kinfolk. It's not even
It ain't got no sense neither.
you know, it's not just rednecks. And I would say, like, for me personally, to me, I want the best talent in the NBA, in the NBA, or in the world, in the NBA. So I want everybody.
It's the best league in the world.
It's the best league in the world because of that.
If it's the best
but
league in
there
the
is a reason why, like, even these brands in the States, right? There's a reason why Adidas is pushing Anthony Edwards. There's a reason why Nike was very much so ready to elevate and exalt John Morant before he got into his foolishness. There is a demographic shift as far as the top of the league is concerned, and that I don't know if they're looking at that as something they have to address or whatnot, because even because if we were to go, and we're not going to go all the way here, but like even the fact of like a Giannis and Embiid being two of the better players, because you'll be like, oh, they're black, but like there's not always the greatest relationship between American blacks and people from Africa and stuff like that. There's a dynamic there. And then on top of that, the fact that the best players being pushed are said to be Jokic and Luka, and you know, obviously different demographic. Like basketball has been for the last 70 plus years been a majority one demographic like type of talent pool that has been the top of the league for a very, very long time. And that's changing. And I don't know if some people are ready to change with that.
Right. I could dig that, and I hope I didn't offend anybody in the chat or anybody up here when I said that. I didn't mean, but you know, prejudice is not exclusive.
I'm still not off the fact that we screwing up basketball. Like I ain't off that. I'm still on that. I ain't off that. I'm still on that.
Well, chill. I've made statements similar to that before, and I don't mean it that way. I just feel like, you know, to Swiper's point, when you look at it from a basketball standpoint, like if we look at it from a player standpoint, it's the basketball talk. It's annoying.
I'm James Worthy in overtime against the Celtics. I'm still on that. I turned the ball over in the regulation. We in overtime now. I'm still on that. I ain't off that.
Just pretend like Ron said it and take it out on him next time you see it.
We gonna move into these crunch time chats. Salute to everybody that's watching the video. I haven't told y'all yet today. You guys are amazing people, but you can be an even better person if you click that like button. You obviously like Player's Choice because you're here for a reason. So make sure you hit that like button because that helps us out with the YouTube algorithm and that helps us to grow as a platform. So go ahead and do your thing. Subscribe and become a member too if you like us that much. All right, Jordan Reed sent through a $19.99 super chat and said, there's a report saying the T-Wolves are basically checking the temperature over there in Memphis about Ja. My question is, what's the most realistic trade between the two teams, and what Eastern Conference team should pursue Ja?
I can understand the inquiry. I real talk, I can understand, you know, the inquiry. But to be honest with you, when I watched that Memphis game last night with Oklahoma City, with the exception of Vince Carter in 2000, I can't say that I've seen a player more disinterested in being somewhere than Ja is in Memphis. I can't say that I've seen it. A guy. So
chill. You want to put Ja and Ant together?
What I'm saying is the Memphis situation. It looks like the time has ran out. That's what it looks like to me.
Hey, Ox, I'm here for it.
It definitely has. I'm here for it.
I'm 100% here for it. Let's get to it.
Yeah, shit.
Hey, I'm here to watch basketball. Let's get to it. And they here to
I don't know how much basketball you think you're going to see with them two. Somebody getting suspended fast.
They'll come back. Where is Cheese? Oh, hold on. He also said, what's the Eastern Conference team you guys would like to see Ja play for?
When they moved the Grizzlies to the Eastern Conference.
You guys see. Anybody out east? Miami Heat?
I guess Miami. I don't know if that'll work, but I would just say just Miami, just based on on the court with the players. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see Ja in Miami.
I'm sure he's a buy low candidate. So I mean, Bucks.
Would love to
Orlando.
see him with Giannis.
Swipe. I was hearing that the most over the weekend, like on the Sirius radio on the NBA, like Frank Isola and those guys, they were talking about the Bucks a lot with Ja. But you know what? I think they still owe Drew Holiday some money or something, and that might be.
But they'll Dame money. I don't know.
No, Dame, but still Drew too. Or they just finished paying Drew or something that they was. That's just what the Frank Isola and them was talking about. So I'm not all the way sure exactly, but I think they still got to pay Drew.
So far this year on their books, they have money to. I'm looking at
This
How does that stop them from getting Ja though?
I'm not sure, Ron. That's what they. I'm not really all into the CBA like that.
So on the cap
he's
hit, the
brought it
dead
up.
money they have this year, Damian Lillard at $22.5 million. They have $2.2 million for Chris Livingston. They have $1.9 million for Tyler Smith, and Micic has $666,000. So the dead cap hit that they have is like basically upwards of $25 million. So obviously that's a lot of money. So they would have to like find a way to aggregate Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, and like Kevin Porter Jr. They would need to do that, but because they just signed Kevin Porter Jr., they would have to wait till January.
There's no way that the Grizzlies want that. It's no way.
They don't got any picks to throw in there too to make it worth their while.
They got rid of their picks for the Dame trade and got rid of their picks for the Drew trade. So I mean, they may have a couple swaps in the future.
That's what they get.
They got Ryan
they deserve it.
books for $4 million.
They deserve
You're
everything
going to be
they
paying
got
Dame 20 plus mil. For
Hey, and I want to say this too because I feel like I do feel like I get a little bit of a bad rap sometimes because I don't think people don't watch all the shows I do. I have been talking so much about Giannis this year. I really do want people to understand like what you are seeing from Giannis this season is like one of the best starts we've ever had in the NBA in the history of the sport. And I think the problem is that I feel the organization. I feel like organizations owe players, and when you have a player that's that good, 13 years in the game, that's done this much for your franchise, I feel like you have to do whatever you can do to make it work with them, and you try to give them a good team. I think Giannis has influenced them, obviously, in getting Drew. It worked. Getting Dame, it didn't work. And then now they try to fix it with Miles Turner. I just think that they're screwed. And I think that by January, I would like to see Giannis in a new situation. 12 and a half years, Ron, you don't get players of Jokic for 11 years, Giannis for 12 years now. You don't get players staying that long. That doesn't happen, like especially when they're not in great situations. I personally just think that like this is kind of run its course.
Is that fair though, bro? Like you say they owe him, but then you mentioned all the players that they brought for him and that what they've been trying to do.
I see what Joker is saying though. I mean, I see what.
No, that's Joker. That's his name. He a Joker.
No, I see. I don't mean Joker. I apologize. I see what Spike is saying.
Said what you mean.
Like
I understand. I understand.
Y'all should treat him better. Is what.
But I don't think they're treating him bad at all. And I think
they're doing the best they can do, Ox.
Yeah, I don't think like because when you said I think they owe players, I mean, yeah, of course you owe them, you pay them, whatever. But I think they've tried their hardest to build around Giannis.
I think there's something too though. They've been so unstable from the ownership standpoint because of the cheap stuff, because of the front office, and then they had the coaching things that happened. And even though it wasn't Giannis's fault, what happened with their previous coach before they got Doc Rivers was a mess. Like that was a total mess. There was a bunch of insider stuff that happened, infighting. Remember they had Terry Stotts net roster. Terry Stotts and him were getting into all the. Now I'm not saying that Giannis isn't culpable, but I do think there's something too. If you've been this good, and we're going on year 4 of Giannis being a 30-12 player on 6 assists or at least 5 assists and 60% from the field, this is year 4. So I just think for me it's like it's not. And Ox, if he wants to stay, he wants to stay. But like when you're playing that well. And you're that good, I think you only get one shot at this, Ox. I think he deserves a chance to try to win another championship. I just don't think the Bucks, not just this year, next year, and then the year after that, and then the year after that, because they still got $25 million on the books every year for Dame for the next 4 seasons.
Right. But Giannis won it, Dame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
see,
it's like you wanted Dame, Giannis.
Yeah.
So I feel like this isn't just on the franchise. This is on Giannis too. And so that's why if I'm them, I'm not trading Giannis unless Giannis says like you have to trade me. And when I do trade you, I'm not just taking anything back. So it's like Giannis, you're here until we get. I know I'm not going to get Giannis back for Giannis, of course, but I'm not trading you for what do you say, Chill? A six pack and a bucket of extra crispy. No, I refuse. I'm not doing that because Giannis, we're in this situation because we tried to build around you. So it's not. I'm not saying it's Giannis's fault they're in this situation, but we're in this shit together. You know what I'm saying? You're going down with this with this ship with me.
All right, fellas.
Simple.
I got a gang of super chats. Let's lock in, y'all. The next one's from Where's Cheese. Where's Cheese said Bane is on track to career low shooting percentages. I don't know if he's hesitant to get his shots up or if he's trying to fit in because most of his scoring is coming from drives. When we brought him in for spacing.
People go to Orlando, specifically shooters.
That's where shooters' careers go to die. Yeah.
It is what it is, man. I don't know. Something about that Orlando thing.
Like coach got to coach, man. Come on, Coach Mosley, get it together, brother.
Coach Mosley ain't got nothing to do with him not shooting good.
But I'm talking about driving and everything. We don't know what he over there, what they running. I'm just saying, like,
Coach Mosley is not out there shooting the ball for Desmond Bane. If Desmond Bane is not making his shots contested or uncontested, that's on Desmond Bane. You got to shoot the ball better.
Yeah, but Ron, I'm talking about them saying about him just trying to get downhill when we brought you in there for spacing.
Desmond Bane can get downhill though. He was getting downhill.
I understand that, but you brought, like they said, they brought him in there to shoot. So
that's not what we brought him in for, Ron. We brought him in to stretch the defense.
But he's not a robot. That don't mean just only shoot threes. Like you're Desmond Bane, people are gonna play your three. So if that's the case, pump fake and go to the rack.
Coach got to coach. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's all on him. I'm just saying coach got to coach, bro. Do figure it out. You got the talent over there. So once you got the talent, it's on you. Make something happen, or get prepared to get up out of there because y'all know how this NBA thing goes.
Yep.
DSG Piccolo said Denny was a plus 24 in a game we lost by 5. Tumani was bad that game. 13 threes, nigga? Question mark. Shaden Sharp was solid. No backup point guard is killing us right now. Shooting 51 threes when you can't shoot is nasty. 109 total.
Yeah, they're missing Blake Wesley. Never thought I'd say that sentence, but yeah, they're missing Blake Wesley.
Denny's a hooper, though.
Yes, he is. 100% he is real talk.
Nice.
That's real talk right there. That is. Yes, sir.
Everyone want to wake up to Denny when I was telling you about him 2 years ago. It's cool,
You mean when he was wasting away balls in Washington? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yes,
they still Marge. What was the trade that they got for Denny? Because it wasn't anything.
Malcolm Brogdon, right? Malcolm Brogdon in like the 14th pick for Denny.
Yeah, because then they back to back they gave a Rui for 2 seconds and gave him up, and I just was like,
yeah, I don't know. It was Malcolm Brogdon and like Bob Carrington, the pick that turned into Bob Carrington for Denny.
All right, y'all. Cowboy Bob said the idea is to grow the NBA internationally, to grow the league, make a pool of all players to make basketball bigger. More players, more games, bringing the game across the globe. Go New York, go.
Fair enough. I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, Ron, we need to get some more Ghanaians in the league, man. You need to work your relationships, bro.
I'll do what I can do. You do your thing.
Oh, by the way, who is the team that played in 24 last year? The African, the first time in the Olympics last year. What team was that?
Sudan.
Oh, South Sudan.
Sudan. Yeah, yeah. I think the more Africa gets funded and they get away from, how do I say this gently? They get away from colonialism. The better Africa, the continent, will get as time goes on. They need to get their own. They need to get control of their statehood.
All right, back to the next super chat from What You Buying. What You Buying said the Rockets still look like getting into the paint in a half court is a struggle. We need our boo bear JG back.
The league.
Yeah, this is what me and
the
Mars was talking about, and then we had some sensitive KD fans. Oh, but he shot 73% from the field. Yeah, it's Kevin Durant for however long he decides to play basketball. is going to be an optimum talent at putting the ball in the basket. However, if you are watching KD this year and you're like, my brother, you can't dribble 2 or 3 times with contact before it's gone. The ball is loose, man, when Kevin Durant is dribbling, bro. I'm sorry. That is just a fact. That is a
real
fact.
talk.
Oh my god.
No,
maybe
Jalen Green's not better than.
Well, hold on. I'm just saying maybe this wasn't the best trade for the Rockets.
No, if Fred was there, it would still be a really good trade. It's just, and I still think it's a good trade. They didn't foresee Fred's ACL.
Are we still?
If Kyrie was there, maybe that Dallas trade wasn't.
Are we still net rating FC though?
We told you that before he tore his ACL.
Are we still net rating FC? Because they're third net rating.
Where are they in net rating?
They're third.
Oh, are they?
9.7.
Johnson threes or real net rating?
Well, that's NBA.com. They're going to vote on NBA.com, so you're just using NBA.com. They're going to vote.
We're gonna look, see where they are. Real net rating. They're
They're
third
two.
in real net rating too. So.
Yeah.
Joint with Denver, third. So we're second and third. Yeah, I think it's weird because I don't like the way they play basketball, but it's working. So I can't be like,
sorry,
it is working. They play a very unconventional. They're playing a lot of zone. I haven't liked the zone, but their defense, like statistically, is fine. They're not getting up a lot of threes, but when they do, they make them. So that's fine.
And by the way, Marge, just a basketball stat.
Weird.
Shout out Andy Bailey. Steven Adams is leading the NBA in offensive rebounds per game, despite averaging only 22 minutes a game. His 7.9 offensive rebounds per 75 possession would be an NBA record. And then Clint Capella, if he qualified, he's currently averaging 10 rebounds per 75 possessions as well. So they're literally like.
Steven Adams is one of the best offensive rebounders ever.
Yeah,
and I don't think
just so you know, Moses averaged 6 rebounds, and he was playing like 35 minutes a night.
Well,
and
Chill,
that was
actually,
off him missing shots on purpose.
Yeah.
Chill. Speaking of Moses, this next super chat I got is from Goon King Forever. Goon King said, "Chill. Since you've been following this game for a while, who do you think was a better playmaker in their prime, Moses or Abraham Lincoln?"
Well, Abraham Lincoln, he did, put together the Emancipation Proclamation, and he was 6'4" too. Like Abraham Lincoln wasn't a small dude. Let's be clear about that.
We're not gonna get into how overrated he is. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
Abraham Lincoln was not a small dude, so
Well, Moses,
he's a good wrestler as well.
Moses performed literal miracles by the hand of Yahweh, though. Like, I mean, if we're talking about playmaking,
if we're not gonna believe the Wilt Chamberlain story.
No, but I'm saying, but if we're doing playmaking, the dude literally saw God in a bush on fire and then stood at the top. I mean, that's not even a conversation. Am I tripping, Ron? It's a wash.
I have another super chat from.
This is Wilt versus TJ McConnell.
I got another super chat from No Cap Prince. No Cap Prince said, "F it, Will Richard for Rookie of the Year."
I like him.
We digging Will Richard?
He's balling.
But
Cedric Howard should be the Rookie of the Year right now.
I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to VJ because he started the season crazy. It's tailed off the last few games. Konkanipple is flying under the radar.
No, he is not.
No one's now that LaMelo's not playing and Brandon Miller's out. Konkanipple's been amazing. Konkanipple's been amazing. I just want to put that out there. So shout out to Konkanipple.
What's wrong with
Ron? All right, y'all do tomorrow.
I'm off about. Yep. I don't know how we have 32 super chats left past 2 o'clock.
Because Ron said I've got a lot of super chats. Let's lock in at the 3-hour mark of the show. The moment we were meant to be done, he decided he wanted
last week we didn't have that problem. That's all I'm saying. Hey,
cool. Yeah, let's go.
Hey, 9 to 5 SC, we here.
Jalen King sent through a super chat and said, "Ron, I'm starting to buy into the Reed agenda. You were spreading. The flashes are there."
You were spreading.
He's looked decent the last few games.
He has.
Yeah, I said Reed Shepard. Hey,
who would have thought? He just needed to settle
last
in.
Couple games, he's locked in. One thing, he can shoot the hell out of the ball from 3. I think he's shooting like nearly 50% from 3. So that is there. It's everything else that is lacking in my perspective. And he's got good hands, so that helps. But everything else.
Yeah.
Delsky says, "Stop the emotion, Ox. Giannis is one-dimensional downhill scorer who is limited in the half court where real basketball is played in the playoffs."
I hope Delsky's still here watching this show because I'm one-dimensional in the half court, and I'll bust your ass, Delsky. How about that? I'm emotional now. How about that, Delsky? Line it up.
Wait, Mars, is Ron have we got to the point, like, is Ron the Dak Prescott? You don't know this reference of NFL.
Hold on, damn all that, Swiper. Damn all that, Ron. I need you to line that up. Tell Delsky I need that.
Is he the garbage king? Is he the garbage time, like, king? Is that what this is? Because post 2 o'clock, he gets all the money.
Hey, Swiper, nigga, we won championships behind my play. All right, now do what you want to do with that. I don't care what quarterback. I don't care what point guards you want to say I am. And we won championships behind my play.
All I know is I stepped on the ring. I got panelists of the year, 1, 2 years in. I don't know what to tell you.
Ron,
Y'all can call me Kyle Lowry.
50%. 50% of the years I'm here, I win MVP.
Yes.
He is Mars? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me holler at him real quick. Because Ron ain't going to get it done. Where Delsky at?
I should definitely be on top of the MVP ladder board right now.
No, you would not.
Hell no.
For sure. Absolutely. Not even.
Actually, later today, we'll be dropping our accolades post. So you guys will really get to see who you are on the panel. You guys, watch out for that. Just watch out for that. You going to see something very interesting here pretty soon. But Whoopity Scoopity sent through a super chat and said, I don't know how OKC got AJ Mitchell on $3 million a year. Gonna be scary when J-Dub gets back. Also, Ja looks sorry as hell in that game.
In that game? Welcome to the season.
So y'all know it's real. I'm serious about that. Oh, y'all can't read it. It's blurry.
It said we need to line up that 1v1. I read that bit.
Yeah. Because I wasn't feeling the super chat. That's all it takes for me. Say the wrong thing.
As long as it's recorded and documented. That's
the only way I'm doing it. You know, I'm not doing it if it has to be live. I don't do no edited shit.
Facts.
Dub Ball Out Highlight said, do y'all think y'all talk about the same players and teams every episode? Where's the Pistons love?
No.
Well, I tried to talk about Mo Gay, but Ron didn't let me, so.
I do want to give the
in my tenure, we talked about the Washington Wizards and Memphis Grizzlies for quite often, by the way.
Jalen Duren's a sneaky MIP candidate, by the way.
Jalen Duren is very good. Jalen Duren has some new little gather game he's doing right now. He can pass the ball a little bit. One of the best play finishers in the league. And Cade Cunningham he's absolutely great, man. He's the best. I don't know what he's listed at, but he looks huge out there. Pause. Like Cade looks at least 6'6", at least. The mini be looking good. I haven't seen his rim finishing. I hope it's better.
Yep. Who can beat it? Let me see. I'm about to beat Mars. Dust Mars real quick. Let me see. Check this out. Let me see if I can get here.
But his passing and playmaking has been phenomenal as well. And if Asar and Ron Holland if either one of them can learn how to shoot, brother.
Per synergy,
he's at what is it?
He's at 57.5% at the rim per synergy, which isn't
restricted
great.
area. He's at 62.7. Who you want to listen to, me or Mark?
For what it's worth, though, 57% on layups ain't bad. So this is a lot of below the rim finishing. He's not getting above the rim much. So 57% on layups.
He dunked on somebody last night.
He punched on somebody yesterday.
He's 4 of 6.
Andre Drummond?
He's 4 of 6 on his dunks this season.
That's crazy. Hey, Mars, somebody shooting 90% at the rim this year too.
You're telling me about number 15.
36 of 40. Wow. Hey, shout out Jokic, man. 90% at the rim.
I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, stat padding gimmick. Yeah, stat padding gimmick.
All right, y'all. We got some new members today. Two Clutch Corey re-upped his membership. H-Town T, shout out to my dog H-Town T. He re-upped his membership. Alante Roberson, shout out to Alante, a new member out here. C3 Double J also became a new member. Shout out to those two, to all 4 of them. Appreciate you for joining as members. Welcome to the Players Choice family. If you aren't a member yet, what are you doing? Come join up. And if you go, what's up?
I'm sorry. I know y'all want to get out of here. Are we just not gonna ever talk about Jazzy Davidson? Never. Are we still not allowed to talk about women's college basketball on this platform? I know I've been trying for years now. Are we still just not allowed to do that?
Saving it for 3 hours and 13 minutes is a hell of a choice. But kind of did not want to yourself.
You're right. Tomorrow or whatever. She'll get off again next game. I'll bring it up next.
Shout out to Hannah Hidalgo, the best college basketball player in the nation. All right, y'all. That's all y'all need to know about. The best college basketball player. Hey, fuck health. The best college basketball player in the nation, Hannah Hidalgo. That's all.
Madison Booker still exists too, but go ahead.
Yeah, she'll get her ass toe up. Did get her ass toe up, but shout out Madison Booker.
You seen what Westmore in NC State did to Hannah and Olivia last year. I told you what was going to happen. But go ahead.
Hey, Olivia out the way now.
Oh, no, but and Texas. Matter of fact, she caught that Madison Booker work last year too. Vic Schaefer and them. You better go on, Ron. Shit.
Shout out to Filthy Rags by G Hawk. Sent through a $10 super chat, but it didn't say anything. But
Filthy
shout
Rags,
out to Filthy
like the
Rags.
ones that you watch.
Daniel Levy said Giannis is best in the world. Those takeovers against the Rockets and Bulls in the second half were crazy. As a KD fan, that third MVP will get uncomfortable convos all time.
Man, I just don't think he's gonna get there, man. I mean, I think the Bucks.
Oh
are trash.
yeah, sound more sad about it.
No, I just don't. I'm telling you, I think the Bucks are trash. Like, I don't know if he finishes top 3. Like, I think that's on the table. He doesn't finish top 3
I don't know.
this year.
Luka might not play enough.
Luka might not play half the season apparently because he got lower body injuries, from whatever. But Shay's gonna get there. But
the way it's going, it looks like Shay's probably gonna win it again.
I do want to ask you this real talk, and because you wouldn't be the person to do this because people think you have an anti-Shay agenda now, but
he does.
But Mars, I'm asking you too. What does Shay actually do better than the other two at this point?
It's not about.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm answering your question.
Yeah,
I'm answering your question because I agree with you. I think he has a great MVP case based on all of the context around his elite play. And I don't also want to. This conversation could come across as if we're saying he's not playing at an MVP level because he is. However,
and he ain't better than Giannis Jokic. I'm sorry.
He's not better than Giannis. He's not better than Jokic. And it just
Mars, am I tripping?
I don't know.
I think you're entitled to believe what you believe.
I'm saying, but you're I think you're in a similar boat though. Like you just are when you're serious. I think he's in the combo.
I think Shay has a case to be the best in the world.
I agree. But I'm saying if you had to weigh cases inside of you had to fill a bucket. Okay.
I think Jokic is the best. So that's where I'm at.
I think you think Giannis is like not comfortably, but comfortably enough. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just telling you, bro. I'm watching this man play, dog. I don't know. That's all I'm saying, bro. I think every time I hear about Shay, it's like the scoring stuff. He's 79 in a row for 80 games in a row, scoring 30, 20 or whatever it is.
80. It's 80.
Something.
That's great. That's great. I'm legitimately, that's amazing. But I'm also saying that he also said on the Netflix documentary, if you feel like he doesn't score 30, it's a bad game. If they actually went out and intentionally did that, I think they would probably be able to get there. It's just not like a priority. We say Jokic hunting triple doubles. I don't know, bro. I'm watching Giannis this year. I'm just I just don't know. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Incredible. I gotta go though, Ron. I gotta get to the gym. Delsky talking crazy in the chat. I gotta get to the gym, bro.
Enjoy your 24 super chat, y'all.
Hey, y'all! Right now, there is a group chat. It's called the Hall of Fame group chat that only the Hall of Famers are exclusive to. And Delsky responded to Big Ox, and he said, "I'm doing whatever I want to you on the basketball court, my guy. You're barking up the wrong tree."
This is the tree I was looking for. I'll see y'all.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We got a couple more super chats. Let's go ahead and get to them. Joshua Sosa sent through a super chat and said the main objectives was to get Luka to the Lakers. The NBA knows that the Lakers are the worst when it comes to creating superstars. Nico doesn't care.
I feel that there has to be some sort of conspiracy. There's no way you just trade Luka. That can't. Shout out to the Lakers, man.
Hey, let me issue the warning now. Hey, Mr. Taurean, leave us be, buddy. Leave us be.
Oh man.
All right. Leave us be. Luke was on the Lakers, and it was done legitimately, and that's all that needs to be said. Thank you.
Facts.
Jonathan Frazier said, "Damn it, Ron, go away." Swiper held it down like a true host should. Now I gotta listen to this nappy-headed dude. Get Swiper on the mic. Ron sucks. Thank you, Jonathan Frazier. I like the video, you fat bastard. The next super chat I got is from Pimp named Slickback. Shout out my guy Pimp. Pimp said, "I lost 4 straight one-on-ones in 2000 against Sebastian Telfair. Like growing up, we thought that dude was about to be the next AI. He was nasty."
Damn, that means you old as hell.
Shout out Pimp named
I heard
Slickback.
something about like he's dealing with
Yeah.
he's back in the
going through a rough
project
time
or
right now.
something?
Yeah, but he was in jail for a little bit.
Oh,
But
okay.
It's just unfortunate, it'd be
Yeah.
some of these dudes, they don't grow up with financial literacy, or they don't grow up with the correct mentors to teach them, or just in the correct environment to know how to manage millions of dollars. And
Yeah. It really like it's not until like your people your age get there, or like your contemporary at the time, right? Because I was class of 2016. And so then it really hit me because De'Aaron Fox in Houston was also class of 2016. And then we had got like the news or the alert or whatever that he had just signed like that first big rookie extension with the Kings. And I was sitting there like, holy shit, he just got all this money at like 22. I would be a fool right now with $120 million. What? Are you crazy? I don't even know what I would be doing. That's insane, bro. So yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot to manage at such a young age.
My man MTL sent through a super chat. He said, "Swiper, when are you gonna admit you were wrong about your take on the order of the top 3 QBs in the AFC West?" Swiper's not here, and the thing about it, MTL, he was just gonna try to talk himself out of that and say, "Oh well, to be fair, this, and this," and he was just wrong, MTL. He was just wrong.
Facts. He was wrong. Facts.
The next super chat is from Joshua Sosa. Joshua Sosa said, "I'm not sure why Dallas traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers, especially considering the Lakers' historical struggles with creating superstars."
We don't have to create them; we just get them.
Just inherit superstars, huh?
Yeah.
Somehow, yeah.
With the Lakers, man, it's how it is.
Delsky sent through a super chat and said, "And when I say quote unquote real ball, I mean end of the game, possession by possession, get a stop, get a bucket basketball. His style works in the first 42 minutes and blowouts." Talking about Giannis.
I mean, I think it gets to a point where in a 48-minute game, I would argue the first 42 minutes are more real than the last 6. Like I would argue, we get in terms of proportions. If someone's really good for the first 42, I'm gonna say that's probably more real than. But what do I know? Yeah.
Jonathan Frazier with another super chat. Jonathan said, "Ron can't host, can't hoop, and now apparently can't clean his body properly. Get Ron off the mic and in the shower, yo. He's stinking it up bad." I got you, Jonathan. Right after this, right when we in the stream, I'm gonna go use that same rag to try to get everything together. Context Clue sent through a super chat and said, "I don't know if y'all talked about it or seen the news, but Taurean Prince has sustained a herniated disc in his neck." Damn, it's in his neck? What does this mean for the Bucks? What do y'all think this means?
It means Taurean Prince go fix his herniated disc in his neck, which I didn't know was possible.
Are the Bucks about to slide? Do they continue winning without Taurean Prince?
They're just more Kyle Kuzma minutes.
Oh, brother. Yeah, they need to get Taurean Prince back then, if that's what that means. So, speed of recovery, Taurean.
Yes.
Hey, more work for Giannis. Riddell Purple Political Breakdown with a members chat. Riddell said, "No shade to Fox, but I stand by Dylan Harper. If he didn't get injured, would be ready now and a future star with Wemby." Shout out to Fox, though.
Yeah, I just disagree. Like I do think Harper should start.
Wholeheartedly.
I just think both of them should start together. I would
And what
look
you think,
into that,
Stephon should
but
come off the bench?
yeah.
Dylan's not better than Stephon Castle.
I don't agree.
Yes, he is. Yeah, yes, he is.
If you say so.
But he's definitely. We do agree that he's not ready to start over Fox. I don't get the rush of getting off Fox for the Spurs. I don't understand that. He is still clearly their best guard on that roster.
Bird North, who also still happens to be in the NBA Survivor, Bird North said, "I'm gonna take it. One of the final two left."
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm curious to know who you're gonna pick tonight, Bird. We'll definitely be here talking about it, but I'm curious to know who you're gonna select. War V Room. I don't think so. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to check. War V Room said Luka's shot diet as of late is thumbs down. Back to Fat Boy hoops.
Yeah. Back to not getting in the paint. Back to
still getting to it.
Everything's a pull-up jumper.
Still getting to it one way or another.
They play the Bulls at 7 Central. That'd be fun.
Bino Bapelli sent through a members chat and said, yeah, that was the first game in the summer, real talk. Ty got smoked like a backwood last weekend.
Damn,
talking about Ty Lawson.
Yeah, I was thinking it was that game where he was like, yeah, y'all fouling, but he's played another one apparently, and he actually got beat 30-1. That hurts the entirety, like the whole brand of NBA player just took a hit with that. I'm not gonna lie. That's tough. You just got beat 30-1.
No, that's
in
not the
one-on-one.
Case, talk. Ty Lawson is old. Ty Lawson
he's younger than
not
Braun.
Like, yeah, but he's not Ty Lawson's not who he was when he was 22. When he was fresh out of.
The assumption is they don't have to be.
Do you think every NBA player could beat everyone in like the one-on-one space?
No, I'm not going to say that. But the average NBA player will go in there and go ballistic, and he'll look tiers better than everybody. Ty Lawson's not an accurate representation of NBA players because he's not an NBA player.
I agree, but I also think people overstate. Like, there's people who like really do this one-on-one thing, who would beat guys who are in the NBA. But they're like these guys who do the one-on-one thing, they're not close to being NBA players. Everything else is lackluster. But in strictly ones under these rules, like I think some of those guys could beat mediocre NBA players. Now it would have to be like relative to like size. Like I'm not saying this 6 foot one-on-one guys beating this 6'9" wing in the league. So
yeah, but it is some 6 foot dudes that'll do some one-on-one, some 6'9" dudes in the league. Like they'll do them dirty. But I mean,
Salon does not want to see some of these guys. I know that.
Either way it goes though, but Seymour, so that's a guy right there. I promise you, Tijon got a little more than all of us know. I promise you. Like if you put Tijon in one of those situations, I'm telling you, he is frying. I promise. Like it might be somebody that beats him, but they're not going like Tijon does not. It's no way. It's not. I'm telling you, it's no way Tijon gets 30-1. I'm telling you, it's not.
If he does tear up his contract, that's ridiculous.
All right, I got another super chat from Hunter. Hunter said, Mars, when CB and Cam can make their open jumpers, is the time you'll see 200 points in the regulation?
That's excessive, but if those guys are making shots, Christian Brown, if those guys are making shots, Denver gonna be tough to beat. I'll say that because right now they winning, and Cam Johnson I don't even think has made a 3 this season. So it's tough.
MP13 said Chill sounded like Tibbs. Giannis can't play 40 minutes.
Not in the regular season, at least. Maybe in like a playoff series.
I got another super chat or members chat from Cammy Cujo. Cammy said, Ja don't got shit figured out versus OKC. P.S. I love y'all.
Well, they were winning in the first half. So,
I mean, not because of Ja, though.
He's on the team.
Yeah, but not because of Ja. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Everyone
fun fact
contributed to
too,
that
to the
lead.
previous about the Giannis. Giannis is averaging 1.04 points per
More
minute,
points than minutes. Yeah, more points than
which
minutes.
is on par with 61, 62 Wilt Chamberlain.
Who played 14 minutes a game, by the way. So
Is that the year where he averaged the 50?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're seeing Wilt
Played
like things
every
going
minute.
on right now.
Yes, that's what Giannis
Yeah,
is.
now imagine if Giannis could play the whole game like Wilt could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna start
He'd
calling him the
average
Greek
50.
myth. The kids aren't gonna believe this 40 years from now. All right, I got one last members chat from Eli the Misfit. Eli said, Ron a stand-up dude. He paid my rent. Ron who?
You out here paying niggas rent, right? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
Whoever that Ron guy is, he's a stand-up guy. Actually, as a matter of fact, send me his number, Eli. I would like to meet that guy. All right, we got a few more members, and then we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Louisian Ima. Shout out to Louisian, became a member. A Blair 1000 also became a member. Burners became a member, and my man Ike also joined up. Once again, if you're not a member yet, go ahead and hit that membership button. Join up as a member. Also, subscribe, like the video. Y'all already know what to do. But last but not least, I want to shout out everybody on Facebook. Shout out Drizzy Watson. Shout out Anthonys. Shout out Andre Green and shout out Alex Nutt. All of those four liked the video, and the name is Alex Nutt Mars. And Alex Nutt also, they didn't like the video. Alex Nutt cared for the video. So shout out everybody that likes the video or cares for the video over on Facebook. Once again, y'all, it has been fun. It has been real.
Can we make an announcement very quickly?
What's up?
Me and Mars. New announcement. New things going on. New show. Me and Mars show called Bought Online. It'll be on my platform every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So right after Chill with Jill, you can come chill with me and Mars. And it'll also be every Wednesday on Mars's YouTube at, was it 4 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, Real Talk.
Yeah. So we have a new show.
Good announcement, Real Talk. You did well. Good announcement.
Shout out to Bot Online. All right, y'all. You know where to find us. We're going to be back at the same time, same place tomorrow morning. Pull up and have a good time with us. Until then, y'all download Splash Sports and do y'all thing over there. We out.
Merry Christmas.
Peace.